Very good evening, delegates. Welcome to today's CPE meeting on emerging trends in fraud detection and prevention in cyber world. We have with us Uday Kumar Devian. He will take us through the topic. Uday is a fellow chartered accountant, certified fraud examiner, certified information systems auditor, and a postgraduate diploma holder in cyber laws and cyber forensics from National Law School of India University, Bengaluru. Overall post-qualification experience of about 12 years includes working in industry like Cognizant, Shell, Ashok Leyland, and consulting experience with two big four firms. Currently, he is a partner in a leading LLP firm of chartered accountants in Chennai, focusing on fraud investigations, artificial intelligence projects, and internal audits. Has rich experience in the field of fraud investigations, including cyber fraud and believers' information in public domain can reveal more about an individual than one's bank statement. He is passionate about using artificial intelligence to bring value-added insight in fraud investigations. This is all about Uday Kumar Devian. May I now request Satyamurthy sir to come forward and present a memento on behalf of SARC to the speaker. Before I hand over the proceedings to Uday Kumar, may I now request everyone to rise for ICE motto as a mark of respect to our mother institute. Thank you, delegates. Over to Uday Kumar sir.
A very happy evening to all. Thank you for taking time out. Before we start with the session, I just wanted to get some feedback as to what is your expectations from the session. So if you can quickly take up your mobile, just go to minty.com and just give this code, and probably if you can type what is your expectations from this session. I can be less technical, more technical, less nonsense and more relevant to you. So would be great if you can take up your mobile. I mean, this is not a cyber fraud, so you don't have to worry about it.
I switched off my mobile.
Oh, great. So if you can switch it on again, just do it, probably put it on silent, that will be great. Thank you. Right? So go to minty.com and probably just give this code 6919109. You will see a couple of things coming like polls, etc. So we will use this. Okay, so expectation of the session other than CPE hours. It is granted. So other than that, if there's if you have any other expectations that because we collectively are about what 25 people. So 25 people into 3 hours. That's very, very productive man hours. So and that is my responsibility to ensure that there is something value addition that you take away, right? So okay, less technical, excellent. Next please. I mean, I have got only one response. Okay, A, someone has tested, so it is working. Please type now. Please go ahead, give it a try, because there are a couple of things that we will do. Yes, check. Audible? Excellent. Okay, Dilip, excellent. Fraud types, okay, great. What else? We'll just take a couple of minutes so that it is kind of more relevant to you. So all of you know that this is working, so please go ahead. And it is not a cyber fraud, so no need to worry about that, I am using a link, blah, blah, blah. Please. Okay, fraud types, yes. Control measures, technique, fraud detection. Fraud types, control measures, less technical, great. Anything else? Give it a shot. I think I have got 8 responses. Good 25 plus people here if I am not wrong. Great. Meaningful insight, great. Fraud detection, current and emerging trends, excellent. Fraud types, brief, thank you. Anything else? Is the link working? Material outcome working? Great. Right, we got 12 responses. Or you can just type thank you so that I know that you have acknowledged it. Couple of more minutes will wait. Great. Okay. Case studies, brief, control measures, meaningful insight, fraud types, working discussion on actualence. Wow. Nandri, yes, thank you. That's very insightful. Thank you. Brief. How about earliest it can be completed? Is that what would be a logical thing? Okay. Right. So I'll just wait for 21, then we'll go to the next slide. 20, yes. Okay. 22, great. Wow. Great. Okay. So practical issues. How at earliest is it can be detected is what I can read this, and not how earliest it can be completed. Crisp to the point, brief, fraud types, brilliant. Risks, cyber fraud, less technical, control measures, current and emerging trends, discussion on actualence, practical issues, insights, working, simple, brief, fraud types, crisp to the point, meaningful insight, future scope, brilliant. Techniques, excellent. Okay, great. I think we have the number. I'll go to the next one. Right, again, just refresh the page. I would want to understand your background, right? So that I know, the slides does not have more technical things. It's going to be easy to understand only. But just wanted to understand your, right? So the last slide we had 25 responses. So I would expect at least 25 to be here. Just beginner, cyber is confusing. Boss, what are you talking about? Intermediary, know something about everything. I know what is cyber. That and all I know. I have been hearing a lot, right? But what that is intermediary. Expert, boss, what are you talking? I'm an expert. Come on, dude. That kind of an expert, right? So, which category you would belong, right? Just quickly, if you can spend a minute or so, then we will. After this, we'll jump right into the slides. I can assure you that, I suppose. Okay, 7. 7 plus 5. Great. Anything else? Anyone else? 12. You are not even halfway mark, are we? Yeah. Close to. Is it working? If you refresh, it will come, right? Hope it is working for everyone. Just click any one of those and click on submit, right? And you will know, right? Great. When you open the mobile, check only this, not news, WhatsApp. It will pop up, cling, WhatsApp. We will see how WhatsApp is used as a fraud. We're going to see that, so that will be interesting. 20, right? Great, intermediary. So most of them know something about everything. Great. 5 more. I want some expert, please. No, this is anonymous. Let's be very clear. Sir, munadiye sollirukkom sir. I know it is kind of anonymous. So you can at least now we can self boast, no? So But you can respond only once, I suppose, right? You cannot respond twice. Okay, thank God. Now three more, two more. Two more. Silence is very dangerous for a presenter. Please, two more. That's it. Almost everyone has done. Okay, yes, go ahead, is what you're saying. Great, great. Let me go to the slide. Great, so 16, 7, yes, great. I have one expert. Excellent, thank you. I'll just take one more, no? One more, then we'll proceed. Just one more. 24. Anyone who has not responded, just click on refresh and you should be able to. Just okay, for the newcomers, just go to menti.com, just open your mobile, type in your browser menti.com and type this code, and then you will be seeing this. Just select anyone. Just need one more. Yes, I think sir is doing. Yes, great. We got the number that we want. Okay, great. 717.1. Excellent. Super. Now, how many of you think, I know this is not a poll question, this is a raise of hands because this is a last minute thought. How many of you think that cyber fraud can only happen to elders? When I say elders, say 40 plus, so that I can include myself in younger. So, I mean, how many of you think that elders are more susceptible to cyber fraud? I am looking at personal cyber fraud. We will cover both personal and the corporation cyber fraud. But how many of you think that 40 plus, let's say 60 plus, are more susceptible to cyber fraud? Raise your hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, half hands, 0.5. Excellent, great. So there was a recent survey that is told that those who are less than 40 are more susceptible to cyber fraud, right? Because generally I can see the elders at my home also. If there is something they don't understand, they will leave it. But what we will do? We will experiment. If we click it, what happens? You know. So this survey says that those who are less than 40, the survey says 30. I am making it 40 to include me. The 30 less than 30 are more susceptible to fraud, right? This was an eye opener for me, right? Great. Now let's go with some fundamentals. Now how the session is going to be arranged is that we will talk about some fundamentals, some very basic concepts, then we will slowly move to the emerging trends, so that we can take everyone along. Great. Now fundamentals. What is cyber world? Anyone can respond? What is cyber world? What do you think is cyber world? Internet, right? And you have your mobiles, right? And you have anything else that is cyber world?
Digital platform.
Digital platform. Excellent. Wow, such a broad answer. Nice. Great. Now, it is more than just internet. Okay, as obviously everyone would have known, right? So people interact through or in the cyberspace through use of digital media. Right? Now what do they do in cyber world? What do we do in cyber world? It is only three things that we do in cyber world. We create media, picture, photos, and internet meme if some are capable, right? Or we consume media, read news, view emails, post comments on social media and blogs, or we share media, photographs, videos, WhatsApp forward. Now they have limited to only 5 forwards. But previously it used to be such a big mess, so to say, right? So we as a consumer, as an individual, we do these three things in using the digital platform. Either we create media, consume media, or share media, right? This is very important to understand from a fundamental perspective, right? Fundamentally we are doing only these three things in cyber world. Let's go to the next one. Now we say cyber world, cyberspace, internet, right? What are its characteristics? What defines or what are the basic characteristics of a cyber world, right? There are three things. One, cyberspace is fast, right? It is immediate. Second thing is it is permanent. I mean, if we think we delete an email or we delete a comment, it is going to go off. No, right? So as an individual consumer or as an individual user of internet, we would have to be clear that whatever I do in the internet or in the Facebook or using the internet or using the digital media, it is going to be permanent and it is public, right? There is no absolute online privacy, absolutely no, right? So these are the three characteristics, or these are the three things that we should keep in mind when we are doing anything in the cyber world. First, it is fast. WhatsApp, you get double click, blue tick, right? And you have permanent and it is public, right? Let's go a bit further, right? Now there are so many cyber frauds, so many things, right? What do they want? At the end of the day, what are they looking for, right? They are looking for what you have. What you have? Like money, right? You have power. For example, you are a CEO, CFO of a company and you have power to do a certain activity, certain transaction. They want that power to be taken off, right? Why this, what do scamsters want is important, because this will determine how they would approach you, right? Second, what you know, it could be credentials or it could be trade secrets, right? So the scamsters are looking at what you have, what you know, and the other piece of the puzzle is what you are as an identity, what you are as a person, your reputation. We are going to see how character assassination happens. So what you are as an identity, and the last piece of the puzzle is who you are, right? How they can use you as a leverage, how they can use you as a stopgap or as a stopgap to launch further attacks, right? So these are the four things what scamsters want. They want who you are, they want what you know, they want what you have, what you know, what you are and who you are, right? So this will determine how a scamster will attack you, right? Let's go to the next one. Okay, good. Now again one more Menti veche kala thottuvingla appadinga. Just give me a minute. Let's go. This is an important question for me to understand so that I can tell you what is it that is happening. Which you can keep it ready is, I wanted to know how many of you have been a victim of cyber fraud or know personally a victim of a cyber fraud, right? Just keep your thoughts ready. Just give me a minute. This is a different code. So this is 409624. Right. So please go to Menti. I just wanted to know how many of you have been a victim yourself, or you know someone personally. Some of your very close friends, not media. Just someone whom you personally know, right? Or you have heard them cry, so to say, right? Figure of speech. So that I just wanted an yes or no. 25 is the target. Go to menti.com for newcomers and just type this code 409624. Just type it and you will be able to see the screen. Right. Okay, equal. Yes, no. Excellent. Okay, great. Great. Both are fighting. Yes, okay. Great. Okay, equal again. Super. It's like a stock market. No? Come on. 25, we have reached. Great. So it's almost equal. Okay, 26. Okay, 27. Okay, now more members have joined. Great. Now we will target for 30 quickly. 6-4 now. So the question is, how many of you have been a victim of cyber fraud or know someone personally to be a victim of cyber fraud? Right. Good. Great. Okay, 30 reached. Super. So 16, 14, not a bad score. Right. Now, this is a recent survey, and this is the statistics. What I'm going to give is online, is pan India, but they have analyzed particularly Bangalore because of the more information development there, right? Information technology development there. So they have kind of found out how many cases and in dollar value is the loss due to a cyber theft versus a non-cyber theft. Now you have the old chain snatching, hard work, that or Kulukulu AC work. Okay, these two types they kind of compare, and they said that the crimes which are cyber is overtaking. The cyber crimes are overtaking the offline crimes. Now even criminals want to have Kulukulu work, AC work, aram se, So that is the trend that we are looking at, right? Now let's see at some of the statistics. I will read it out for you because not many will be able to see. Now 8,000 cases have been registered in 2016, 22,000 cases in 2017, 18 and 19 is still under progress. An average of 50 FIRs per day is registered in Bangalore. Just imagine 50 FIRs per day, right? And then 3% of cybercrime cases reach the state of being charge sheeted. Just 3%. Of 8,000 cases that is reported or 22,000 cases in 2017, just 3% reach the charge sheeted stage, which is where I know who is the person, I know what has been taken, I know how it is done, and a charge sheet is given, right? Just 3%. And 56% of cases, damage can be controlled if public are informed early, right? So 56% of the cases, damage can be controlled if public are informed early, but no proper system exists yet, right? So what the survey is trying to say is, good half of these are preventable if the public is informed, right? Now it takes 3 hours for an FIR to be done. In case someone wants to file an FIR and wants to track with the global benchmark or the Indian benchmark, you can say 3 hours. But I had an opportunity to file an FIR. It takes quite some time to file and to get them understand and file an FIR.
Now, is it in Bangalore or in Chennai?
Chennai, yes.
Bangalore, I think they have an online portal.
Yes, where you can do it. And here also it is there, but I think it will take some time, right? Because of the number of cases that is coming up.
They don't do an FIR because you need to close the FIR within 21 days or something.
I've been specifically told not to tell anything controversial, so I refrain from commenting on that. Right. So now this is the more interesting part. Okay, I'll hide that for a minute. Anyway, you will not be able to read it. It's small. Now I as a person have very small amounts in the bank, right? And I was happy. They go for big monies. 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh. I have 10,000, 2,000, 3,000. Why am I going to be taken for a task, right? Now this is the kicker. They say that the small amount frauds are on the rise, meaning that this is okay. I will read it out for you. Cases where amount involved is 1 lakh and above, right? These are the cases which are 1 lakh and above. These are the cases which are 1 lakh and below. If you see that in 16-17 there are 1,372 cases, amount is 42.29. Let me compare only 18-19. Okay. Now in 18-19, 1,866 cases amounting to 71 crores. In 18-19, less than 1 lakh per transaction or per fraud. Right? You are looking at 50,438. Obviously the number is much higher. But see the value. 71 crores have been siphoned off more than 1 lakh. Less than 1 lakh, 78 crores have been siphoned off. It means that the fraudsters are doing the Saravana store model. Small amount, chinna kallu bedda labam. That is what people are targeting, right? That is what cyber frauds are looking at. So just that if you feel that, like me, someone who feels that I have very small amount, very small savings account, right? Be aware you are the next target, or we are the next target, right? Let's go to the next one. Now, anatomy of a scam. Some word was used in the expectations. I am assuming that is that technical term is referring to this. You want to say something? No. Okay. Anatomy of a fraud. How does a fraud work? Right? Cyber fraud. Right? How does a cyber fraud work? Let's take it step by step. Right? First is they approaches, right? How do they do that? They share a story designed to make you believe a lie, right? They share a story which is, I'm gonna play an audio where a person is narrating her ordeal I mean how she was cheated. Then you will know how that lie was done, right? Now it is online, email, social networking, classifieds, right? And then phone. So this is either of the approaches. Either you are in phone, you will definitely have something calling that I am from so and so Anadashramam. I'm not saying that this is a fake or a cyber fraud, but generally few of them are, right? So unfortunately even the genuine persons are being treated like that, right? So either you are told a lie, or there is an online approach, or a phone, or worst case scenario, they are at your doorstep knocking. Okay, how, I mean, what is the example of this? You have this, some cases have been imported, or a courier has been sent to you, right? I want 500 as the shipping charges, courier charges, like chinna kallu pedda labam, small amounts, right? So that is how they approach us, right? Now what happens? Now how does the communicating happens? They put elaborate and convincing stories, right? We are all expert, okay, we may not be a good word to use. Those persons are very good at telling lies, okay? Now they use your personal information, they know your information. So before they come and try to con you, they will not just like that come. No, this person's face is looking like he will be frauded. Let me go and chase him. No, they will generally track you online, right? How many of us have updated that I am going to Dubai or I am going to somewhere in Facebook or Instagram nowadays? Raise your hands. Some point in time I would have updated flying off to Bangalore. Flying off to Dubai is a very costly destination. Flying off to Bangalore, yes. Anyone else have updated in the Facebook? Yes. At SIRC library, okay, very rare case, but still, right? So, for me, I mean personally, right? So, like that, right? So, we feed information to them, right? Based on that information, they attack us, right? Now, next, they contact you regularly. How many times I block that particular number? Somehow they will come to some other number. I am not a great fan of Truecaller, so I don't install Truecaller. Somehow they will come, And I mean, by the word itself, we will know. Uday Kumar, yes, you are the same guy. No, I don't want anything, right? So by the talking, they will bombard you with calls. They will bombard you with WhatsApp these days, right? Now next, they show a sense of urgency. Sir, lottery, sir, 1 million pounds, please take. Who will give 1 million pounds? I don't know how many zeros are also there if you convert it to INR, right? So. And they have a lot of glossy brochures, official looking documents. In the audio which I'm going to play, this lady was tricked into paying 1 lakh in multiple tranches for a pilgrimage trip, right? We're going to see how it is, and she seems to be very tech savvy because she has been using a lot of technical terms. We're going to see that, right? Now this is the final part, right? This is the approach, this is the communication, and this is where the boo comes. This is where the actual part of this fraud happens, right? How it happens? It can happen within minutes or after a month of careful grooming. We are going to see some Instagram frauds where it takes months for a person to be, hooked, so to say, and then take that money, right? We are going to see that. It could be direct bank transfers, preloaded debit cards, gift card, Google Play, Stream, iTunes, Paytm, Google Pay, you name what, right? We are going to see how QR scams work. We are going to see that. So how a quick QR will make them control your entire screen and also your banking. Right? We're going to see a bit of that. Okay. So that I don't sleep and I don't make you sleep. We'll have one more poll. Very, very easy question to answer. How safe you think is the cyber world? Please open your mobiles. Take 409624. Just type minty.com. This is not a cyber fraud for the newcomers. I have already told them. This is not a new way of emerging cyber fraud. Please go ahead and please type minty.com and use this code. I see a lot of them seeing me. Please open the mobile. I need to see them like this. Right? Please. Go to menti.com and just type this number. By the way, I'm not endorsing Menti or I don't know who they are, but just that it's a good medium, right? That's it. So 409624. Just see how safe do you think this is cyber world. I need 30 at least, right?
No, something else.
Just refresh. You should be able to see this. Can you please refresh again? Or can you please refresh that menti.com again? Still nothing? Okay, 1 second. Four zero nine six two four. Yes? Oh, great, thank you. Let's go to menti.com and put it on the full page.
It is asking for some questions. It is asking for some questions.
This one only. How safe do you think is a cyber world? No, it's asking something else. Okay. Okay, good that I told I don't endorse Menti. Let me just quickly refresh it again. Right, can you please refresh it now and just quickly see?
Yeah, it is now.
Oh, great, thank you. How safe do you think is cyber world? Yes, somewhat. I need to be careful. Very safe, not safe. Very good. Very good. Ah, excellent. Share market going. Yes. Come on. Let's see if it's blue, yellow, or green. This is a very neutral answer, no? Somewhat, you know, I need to be careful. It's a neutral answer. Huh?
Free rating.
Oh, 40. Excellent. Okay, great. Right. Right. Great. Oh, 46. Okay, great. Oh, we have so many people. That's very nice to know. I hope it is allowing only once, no? Not all three options. Great. Great. So, every one of us know, okay, 47, okay. Every one of us know that I need to be careful, right? But at that time, you know, when we want that app, very, I need that app just now, right now I need that app, right? Bhagavad Gita says there are two ways, Kamesha, Krodesha. So, the desire is taking over us, and because of the desire, we are clicking on unsafe links. I'm not saying we, I'm kind of generalizing here, but generally we, including me, I have recently installed 5-6 apps which I have heard somewhere that those are dangerous apps, but I have installed because I wanted that functionality, right? But of course I uninstalled, there will still be a trace, but just I wanted that thing, right, very badly. So good. So 18 feel very not safe, excellent. Very safe, 3 of them, excellent. Wow, great. 29 somewhat safe, I need to be careful. Good, right. Some middle answer was what I expecting, right. Now, this is an interesting poll, right. Next. Please refresh that. While installing the apps, you know, how many of you have read the terms and conditions and the access that it is giving? Please be honest, it is anonymous. I don't know who is responding what. So please be honest. No, so it says, no, you have to come down and you just click it so that install button activates. Just click yes, right? So how many of you have actually done that? I have done that. I have done that, right? Let me be very clear because I am seeing no more. Okay, great, yes. Okay, I read and completely understand. Okay, 4 of them, great. I have very intelligent audience here. I have to be careful now.
All the time?
All the time, any app that you install, have you read the terms or what data it collects and the access that you give to that app? Have you read it? No. But what was the previous poll thing? Yes, it is difficult. I need to be careful. Am I being careful?
Probably you need to add one more thing wherein yes I have read, not understood.
Oh yes, read and understood also. I mean, read and not understood. Wow.
Not read, no access.
Correct. Right, okay, 50. That's a good number. So, sir, for CPE hours, this should be the number of persons to whom we should give CPE. So, yes, I did complete 8 people. Excellent, so nice. I have a very intelligent people here. I really appreciate it. I hope I am one of those 8, but I'm not. No, is it important? Yes, I mean, obviously it is important because we have seen a lot of people coming in the middle block, right? Saying that it is unsafe and I need to be careful, right? And I'm not being careful, obviously. So I am bound to be conned. I am bound to be a victim of cyber fraud, right? Okay. Let's go to the next one. Now, this is where the session which you had come for. Oh, okay, audio, right. So it's a mix of Hindi and plain only, nothing problem. I'll put this. I'll put this in the speaker. It's a mix of Hindi and English, but I think it's pretty common Hindi. So if I can understand Hindi, everyone can understand that Hindi. This is 38. So a quick background as to when it has happened, etc. Okay, hold on. So this person who is speaking, her friend's relative passed away, and they want to have a condolence meeting arranged at a gurudwara. I mean, a temple basically, right? And so she is trying to book a hall, right? How many of you have heard this? Ayyo. What did you put? Okay, not
circulated actually. It was circulated.
It was circulated. Yes, it was circulated. Yes, it was circulated. So this is my sister's known friend. So. Is போடலாமா Sorry. Just give a minute's try, else we'll skip this.
I think the VLC thing, I think it's in VLC. The next one.
Okay, just quickly take this because I'm not sure if this is taking the video of that. Yes. Okay, one more minute. It worked. Okay. So,
वेट कर रहे हैं let me try and help these friends and मैं book कर
38.
so I googled Gurdwara's number and clicked from the Gurdwara का जो website का page आता है first thing I clicked on that phone
It's audible.
and I clicked और वो किसी बंदे पे गया and that बंदा said कि मैडम आजकल ना ये गुरुद्वारा में फोटो आजकल तो
One second, I'm just going back.
मैं बुक करती हूँ तो गुरुद्वारा का नंबर
So I'll try to explain when it happens, if it's in Hindi.
Gurdwara's number and clicked from the Gurdwara का जो website का page आता है first thing I clicked on that phone वाला symbol and I clicked और वो किसी बंदे पे गया मैडम आजकल ना ये गुरुद्वारा से बोल रहा हूँ आजकल सब बुकिंग ऑनलाइन होता है तो मैंने कहा ठीक है तो आज तक कोई बात नहीं मैं बुक करती हूँ तो गुरुद्वारा का नंबर ढूंढ के पूछ लेते हैं तो I googled Gurdwara's number.
So she just googled the number which she wanted to connect.
Gurdwara का जो website का page आता है first thing I clicked on that phone वाला symbol and I
Generally
clicked
is that
किसी
call,
बंदे पे
that
गया
symbol is there.
and that बंदा said कि मैडम
Banda is
आजकल ना
person?
ये गुरुद्वारा से बोल रहा हूँ आजकल सब बुकिंग ऑनलाइन होता है
This person who picks up saying that everything is online.
कर रहे हैं let me try and help these friends and मैं बुक कर देती हूँ ये आदमी क्या आपके पास गूगल पे है क्योंकि गूगल पे के थ्रू
So
ही
he
बुक
is
कर
using
सकते हैं
Google Play exploits.
because I have Google Pay तो I said okay ठीक है आप करो बोला मैं आपको एक फॉर्म भेजता हूँ आप उस फॉर्म पे क्लिक करिए और फॉर्म फिल करके सबमिट कर दीजिए तो आपका बुकिंग का आपको रिसीट आ जाएगा आपका बुकिंग कंफर्म हो जाएगा एंड ही सेंट अ लिंक and I clicked on that link. That link looked very natural, like a Google Docs link, you know. और वो फॉर्म जो खुला वो भी बिल्कुल सही फॉर्म लगा था. It had name, place, time, everything, और rupees थे.
So
Then I
it
asked
looks
him, I said,
perfectly as
"Where
was
rupees
supposed to
में
be there."
कितने भरने हैं?" तो मुझे कहता कि आप 5 rupees करिए, ये टोकन अमाउंट है, बाकी का आप जब आएंगे आपको फॉर्म लेके तो आप तब पे कर दीजिए. And I clicked on 5 rupees and I sent the form. तो मुझे बोला आप होल्ड करिए मैडम, मैं अभी यहाँ से प्रोसेस कर रहा हूँ, कंप्यूटर थोड़ा स्लो चल रहा है, इंटरनेट, मैं आपको प्रोसेस कर रहा हूँ.
This is a typical thing. They will put us on hold.
हो गए होल्ड किए हुए, एंड यू नो आई जस्ट केप्ट होल्डिंग कि वो कर रहा है, और वहाँ पे भी इतना क्योस था फ्यूनरल का. एंड देन मेरे को पीछे से ना ऐसे आई कुड फील कि कोई एसएमएस के पिंग आते हैं ना जैसे साइलेंट पे. तो फिर जब 2-3 मैंने उसको फिर से बोला, मैंने कहा भैया आप जल्दी करिए, ये सर मैं कर रहा हूँ. लेकिन फिर मैंने कहा चलो तब तक एसएमएस देखते. जैसे मैंने एसएमएस देखा, बैंक से मैसेज था, उसने दैट बंदा विथड्रू 20,000, then 20,000, then 50,000, then 10,000, and immediately I disconnected, called up the bank. In 3 minutes, that guy took out 1 lakh rupees from my account. Then I lodged a complaint with the bank, with the cyber police station in Shivaji Nagar. कुछ भी हो तो वहीं जाने का. And I went to cyber police station. That guy said कि ये सब आजकल ऐसे ये लोग करते हैं. उसने कुछ नहीं मांगा मुझसे. No account number, no OTP, nothing. नहीं तो हम लोग भी are very aware, I'm very internet savvy. I know ये सब चीजें नहीं देनी है. लेकिन वो तो बिल्कुल जेन्युइन फॉर्म लग रहा था, यू नो. एंड आई ट्राई टू पुट इट लाइक कि चलो हेल्प हो जाती है, फटाफट फिल कर देते हो. एंड दैट पुलिस इज
No, fatafat. That is what this eagerness of that to get things done, right? That's what happens.
इंस्पेक्टर टोल्ड मी कि उसने आपको होल्ड पे रखा, आपका पूरा फोन साइड बाय साइड क्लोन किया. ये पूरा एक विलेज है, टाउन है, एंड वो ऐसे ही करते हैं. एंड होल्ड किया और आपके फोन के अंदर घुस के गूगल पे से फेक आईडी बना के आपका अकाउंट एक्सेस किया.
Right. Thank you. Funny moment.
Great. So, where is the presenter? Presenter. In the right. So, what do you think you would have done different had you been in that place? Any answers? Or you would have done exactly the same? What is
If not on one occasion, yet another occasion, we will do exactly the same thing.
right? So, whatever, howsoever may be the, knowledge that we have, whatever may be the, yes, I should not do that, I should not do this, that situation demands us to do that, right? So, that is a critical aspect which the cyber fraudsters are exploiting. We are going to see the latest trends that are happening, right? But fundamentally, the weakness of the humans to act now is the fundamental reason for cyber frauds. This is something which I wanted to say, because whatever we know of the trends, etc., unless and until we pause for a moment and think, it's not going to happen, right? And generally there is a thing, because one of my client had this, we're going to talk about business email compromise, right? So where someone with authority is talking, this person believes that person and does what he was supposed not to do, right? We're going to see that example, right? Now let's see what are the right. Yes.
Yeah, what actually, see, she accessed the website, then what happened?
Good. So the modalities are still being worked out. So what I understand is that some of the legal firms are also involved, is what I understand. I could be wrong, but how? Now what she claims in that is that Google Pay is the source of the attack, is a vector, or that's the source that is being used to attack and take control of her system, of her phone. Right? And of course she pleads not to install Google Play, but something that we don't know as of now. Right?
Okay. Alright. So she went to a website, she wanted to book it, she filled up all the details, then using Google Pay she transferred the money.
Yes.
Right? And then after that the control of the bank account was taken over by the
Yes.
So there was a recent report which said that between these two things they are asking you to install either an TeamViewer or an AnyDesk.
Excellent. Now this docs form that she is clicking, that is a malware, technically, right? That is what is giving the person access, right? So we're going to see some WhatsApp audio frauds also, which I may not have an example, but if you generally you'll have a lot of audio messages, right? You'll have play now, right? Some messages come directly as play now. If you have the play symbol, right? That's what is being found is a virus or a malware that will take control of your system, of your mobile in this case, right? How many of us do banking transaction in mobile? Sir, me also, sir. 99%. Some of them don't. 99%. We have app also in our mobile, right? Banking app also. All it requires is probably a PIN to do a transaction, right? But those attacks which were here too in the system, like you have keystroke tracking, whatever keystroke that I am doing, it can track, right? Those are being manufactured for mobiles. Simple antiviruses will solve the problem, like AVG free antiviruses might solve the problem to some extent. But there are a lot of antiviruses which are there, which itself is a virus. So we have to be clear as to the publisher. Okay, see the publisher in Google Play generally, right? That should give you some kind of an authenticity, right? Let's see some of the trends. Now, whatever I am saying, this is applicable to me also. Please don't think I am wise and all. No, I am also same, right? But just that have the opportunity to work with clients on mitigating or doing some of these kind of investigations. So we are going to see what is a QR scam, right? And then we are going to see the Instagram, WhatsApp scam. We are going to see ATM skimming. Some of you would have definitely known about it, right? We are going to see business email compromise. If you ask me personally, what do you think, Uday, is that one trend which you want to say that will be happening in next 10 years down the line? That is what is called as an emerging trend, right? I will call it as business email compromise, right? The more reliance that is placed on formal communications, etc., is so we're going to dig deep into BEM. We're going to see others also, but we're going to dig deep and see what all the type of. How many of you have heard business email compromise? Sir, I know what it is. You are using a different term. That also you will know once we go through. You will know. Excellent. I have 10-15%. Yes, sir. You want to say something? Oh, great. Thank you. Right. We're going to see ransomware, the more popular ransomwares. Right. Again, this is not going to be technical. We're going to just touch upon it and see what I should be doing. Right. We're going to see how character assassination is a cyber fraud, and biggest of all, we're going to see how brand assassination of companies happen. Right. Now let's take one by one. What is a QR? Anyone know the full form of QR?
Quick recognition.
Right answers I will not acknowledge. Anyone? I also don't know, honestly, until and unless I wanted to search for this. Great. Excellent. Thank you. It is called quick response. Not recognition, response. Quick response code, because that will help me respond. Right? That's what is called quick response code. Now, it is a machine scannable image that can instantly be read by using a smartphone camera. Obviously, we know what it is. Paytm, we have seen so many things being done, right? But they use QR, right? Now, how does it look? Obviously, we know how does it look. But what are the contents? Now, this is a QR which is generated using a lot of free websites. Just click on generate generate QR, and you will see. Now, this is the text that is embedded in this. If I scan using my mobile using this, I will get this text. Right? Now, people are smart enough to embed executables in this particular QR and then make that run once you open the system. We are going to see how that scam worked. Right? Let's see more about the QR scam. Right. Now, this is a place where I kind of do a post an ad, a classified, right? In say, what is that app name? I can sell and buy things. OLX. Right? OLX and other things which are coming now, right? So, I post an item online. I am the seller. I post an item online. What happens next? The scammer shows interest to buy. Right? What he does next? Without seeing the item, he sends an amount to reserve the item. He just sends, okay, I mean, this is good item. This is
costing 10,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees or 500 rupees, chinna kallu pedda labham, 500 rupees, and I'm going to pay 10 rupees to reserve the data, right? Now what happens next? Scammer sends QR code to seller. He's saying, if you scan this, my money will get transferred. You have Beam, right? It is there, right? For example, you have send amount, receive and send, and you can generate QR code for the amount, right? Now, what happens? The scammer sends a minimum amount for which the scammer sends the minimum amount. The seller gains confidence. Yes, this is a genuine guy who has done it. Now he sends one more, saying that some amount that I want to pay more, or I will pay the entire amount, right? He sends one more QR. This QR code has the executables. Now once this is opened, right? Now this controls your mobile. This understands your mobile. For a minute, it will become not responding. Generally, whenever a particular incident happens in a mobile, it becomes not responding. Generally, right? And the seller has control. Sorry, the scammer has control, right? And this QR, right? This has an embedded malware or a virus or a program that is written to take control. Okay. Now, even more, right? The scammer will claim innocence. Okay, is it so? Oh, is that happened? Okay, wait, let me check. So that 1 or 2 days is lost, and the scammer can withdraw the money. Even if you see in that call, in that audio, the scammer wanted to put that person on hold for long, so that the maximum amount he can withdraw, right? That bank messages are ignored or not seen. I myself have personally seen where, okay, I am not someone who sees messages very often. I see WhatsApp very often. How many of you are like me? I see WhatsApp very often. I never see messages. Very, very hardly, probably once in 2 days. I just want to see, okay, what kind of forwards are coming. Because it's so clumsy with forwards, right? One of the technique of a fraudster is to first scam you with lot of spam SMSs. So that you would assume that when a message comes, some spam message, something would have come, I'll see next. That is how a scamster will track you, right? Now, this is the overall thing, how a QR scam works. Let's go to Instagram. Sorry, WhatsApp and Instagram. Free offers. Adidas is giving you so and so free, right? How many of us have seen it in WhatsApp? Adidas is giving, it is coming in groups also these days. Adidas is giving free some link, right? Absolutely, these are malwares. These are the hooks which they will first plant to get your information, right? Next. So this is what I told about the listen button. Now what happens is once you click on this listen button, it will take you to a website, right? And you will not know anything, right? Generally, what happens if a link opens and it will become blank? We will minimize that, isn't it? Have you done that? If I click something, it just keep on be running. Let me see the next one. I will not close it. I will minimize it, right? I will minimize it and go to the next task, right? So these are the behavioral aspect which the cyber guys are targeting, right? Now, this is I've seen this floating so many times that icon will become blue, forward it to 5 persons, right? So WhatsApp Gold, right? How many of you have seen WhatsApp Gold? Messages relating to WhatsApp Gold. At least one person okay. I have a couple of people, so I know it's happening, right? So all these are things which are happening which we should be conscious of. That, boss, WhatsApp is not going to block your number, don't worry. Because their business is on your data, right? So they will make it free only. No need to worry. If it happens, it will become a big news. Now, one more trend, one more video that I wanted to show was that in a very famous news scroll, right? In a very famous news, they have all the background exactly the same, but the contents inside, right? It says forward this to so and so for your WhatsApp to not become inactive. So the template is that of a proper news template, but the contents inside is that of their own content, right? So all this will make you pressurized to click on that link. All what they want is to click on that link so that you go and your phone becomes susceptible to them, right? Now this is another interesting part of it. Now Instagram, right? Now this particular person is where this woman was kind of tracked, and this person made a friend with someone. Based on that friendship, they have transferred money. We might think, sir, enna sir, idella kaligalam sir idella. True, but you know, if you really take a step back, right, and see, probably I will also do the exact same thing, isn't it? Like that woman, right? So only after we know that we are cheated, we feel cheated, right? So until that point, we have that confidence. You know, I am right only. Think and tell me, I am right. From childhood, I have been doing this. What? I am right only. So that attitude is what they are targeting. Now the new trend that is happening is just the old wine in a new bottle. Previously, they used to manually track people. Now it's very difficult, time-consuming, heat, sweat. They do it in Kulukulu AC. Okay, so that is the difference, right? If you ask me what is the latest trend, boss, I'll say, boss, same thing what was happening before, but it's happening in new methods, new bottles, right? But the stuff remains the same. Right? Let's go to the next one. Right. Probably this is one fraud where we can say, boss, what can I do? You know, other scams are like, it is under my control, isn't it? It is my mistake, yes. But this scam is probably where, no, sir, you know. But these days banks are very smart. You know what they're doing? They are saying in the ATM, if you go, they're putting in bold letters. If you see any susceptible or suspicious item attached to the ATM, please inform the security or branch manager immediately. You know, slowly what they'll do tomorrow, I have warned you. You know, I have warned you. You did not see. You know, so I have to take a sutti and spanner and see whether it is correct or not. Okay, that is how things are going now, right? So what is this skimming? I mean, a lot of them might know, but just to make sure that everyone is going along, scammers place a device on the face of an ATM which appears to be part of the machine. There are three things that are basically there. One is the card reader, a small camera. You know where the camera is generally kept? There is a place which is written, wait for your turn, don't, or it will basically warn me saying that, ensure that there is no shoulder person seeing, right? Person seeing over the shoulder. That is where the camera is. No, exactly that is where generally it is kept, so that it's a big mirror. If you have seen, I mean, I'm not sure if you have seen. Generally, see in front of the ATM, you will see a big mirror, right? If you stand and see the mirror, it will be a concave, convex. I don't know what is. I'm bad in science, right? Mirror where you can see the entire thing what is happening behind you, right? But the camera is kept just below it. You know, so that is how scammers are taking. Now, all what they need is a strip or strip of your card, which is the magnetic reader of your card, and the PIN number. They will get both, right? And this is where right, okay, almost giving the credit. It is almost impossible for the civilians to know the difference unless they have an eye for security, right? These days I have to, you know, shake that card reader to see if something is coming out, right? I hope the machine does not break and the security is, you know, behind me saying you only broke it. But you know, I'm generally shaking it. Generally they say press cancel twice, you know, to ensure that the transaction is cancelled, etc., etc. But I mean, scamsters are always one step ahead, and it is our responsibility to ensure that we know it, right? Now, what is on the news? 30 ATM card holders from Kolkata locality complained of fraudulent withdrawals. Where? In Delhi. Kolkata's card was scammed in Kolkata and withdrawal happens in Delhi. Right? That is how fast they move. They so in this thing there are two people involved. One is the mastermind. The others are called runners. Okay, these runners are paid a commission on whatever they withdraw. Okay. Now one more thing, right? Net banking and card frauds up 50% in Delhi. Delhi is ATM con capital. You know, some capitals are being talked about, but ATM con capital is something which we can discuss now, right? Great. Now this is Periya circle. Now this is the trend that I was talking about, which is the business email compromise, right? It's called BEC, right? How many of us, how many of our bosses or someone whom we depend on an approval sit outside India? Anyone? One or two? Thank you. Two. So any of your bosses or any of your approval, okay, this is more from a company perspective. If you are an employee of a company, I understand there could be many practicing CAs here, but generally from given the MNC culture, most of our bosses I would not have even seen him or her. I worked in an organization for 2 years where I don't know who my boss was. I can only hear her voice. Of course, some Skype call, some blur image I can see, But generally, right, in MNCs, you will not even see boss probably once a year. Darshan they'll come and give and go, right? But otherwise, it will be very difficult, right? Now, this business email compromise, we are going to see it 5 type of scams, right? One is the bogus invoice scheme. We're going to see what it is. The other is the CEO fraud, the account compromise fraud, attorney impersonation fraud, data theft. We're going to see all this now one by one. Right. The bogus invoice scheme. Right. So this is where companies with foreign suppliers are often targeted. Now attackers pretend to be suppliers requesting fund transfers for payment to an account owned by fraudsters. Now generally what happens is, there are two ways of looking into it. Either I am the person who is paying, meaning I am the customer, or someone else is the customer and I am the vendor for them. Right? Now in this scam what happens? The attackers, they will have a particular email ID resembling your actual vendor and say that this invoice needs to be paid, but change the invoice number will also be correct. You will see it in your open PO. Generally you will see open PO before making a payment. No, open PO, tally open invoices. Before you make a payment, everything will be right. But they will say transfer it to this bank account. Attached is the cancelled checkbook, check for reference, or bank authorization for reference. Right? And what we do, we are very good. Generally, if something comes, we will process it. Right? And that's where this particular fraud comes. So this was in November, where this company was hit with business email compromise. Exactly the same way. Right? I will tell you one India-based fraud. You will be amazed. So this is in a different country where the person said that he is from that company's vendor, pay me with this particular check or with this particular bank statement or bank account, and they pay it. Right? Let's go to the next one. CEO fraud. This is where I was saying it's in India. Anyone know what this is? CEO fraud in India. Oh, thank God, I have something new to share now. Nice. Right, attackers pose as a CEO or any executive. Sir, how will not someone know who is the CEO of the company? Right? They should know that at least, right? But these guys were very smart. You will see what it is. Right, okay. So email to employees in finance, requesting them to transfer to the account that they control. Right? This is how hacker. I think I have the modus operandi. I'll go to the details. This has happened in Mumbai, right? Where yes. Let's understand the modus operandi. This is from the Economic Times report. I don't have any copyright on this, just because I'm putting it. So the modus operandi is the India head gets email purportedly from global chairman asking him to create new Gmail account. Right? He's saying, only you know this. It's very confidential. Don't tell to anyone. Huh? Okay. So he says hackers pretended to be the global chairman, say they want to discuss confidential matter. Then we'll be cloud name. Chairman want to discuss confidential with me only, not you, me. He becomes so excited, right? Then fraudulence arrange fake conference call with Switzerland-based lawyer, global chairman and senior executives to discuss acquisition in China. Okay, so you will see the further details. They were so sophisticated, right? That they wrote exactly in the way how the chairman would write generally, and then convince India head that money needs to be sent to Chinese banks. Money sent in 3 tranches to Hong Kong-based banks, withdrawn within minutes. It was withdrawn, right? Let's see some of this, right? Email wordings imitated the writing style of the group chairman. So they tracked how the global chairman's emails are generally written, right? What next? Hackers may have managed to penetrate the IT system and study their emails, right? So unless and until they do that, they may not be able to know how an email generally is written by a chairman, right? What happens next? So all those conference calls had fraudulent IDs. The bank accounts into which the money was transferred were opened using fake accounts. Now this quote is from MLM managing partner. This is a very serious case of electronic fraud by a very highly skilled group of international criminals working with high-end technology. Just imagine the conference call is to be done, and you know how this fraud came out. Everything was fine. This happened, I think, in November, January. Okay, so this thing happened in November. and the group CEO had come to India for a visit. And he was asking, sir, that confidential thing you told me, I did it. No, you're happy, no, sir? Promotion guaranteed, no? It's like, but what? No, that's how these things came out, right? I mean, I'm kind of exaggerating, obviously, but still, that is how it came out. These people know that such a fraud came to light only after the group chairman happened to come to India, right? Had he thought of coming 2 months earlier, much damage would have made, right? Good for him. Of course, as a result, the India head, the CFO was also fired, and a lot of consequences. It is still under investigation, is what I understand. Let's go to the next one, account compromise, right? Now, this is a beauty because there is no link involved. You don't have to click anything, right? Just that using your email ID, an email will be sent from your email ID to someone else saying pay so and so to so and so. Imagine that you are the AP head. Will that person do it or not? Satyama Panuma, performance. Okay, so he will do it. He say if this person says that of authority, right? See, there are internal controls in place. There are lot of IFCOR, all that thing is in place. RCMs, everything is in place, right? But if a person with authority says to you that no, do it now, it is urgent, immediate, those things can be taken care later. Will you do it or not? Sir, integrity, sir, I will not do, but I will do. Because in that situation, if I am in that position, if I am in that place where I have to go by the authority, I will do. Right? So that is what is happening in account compromise. No link, nothing, just your email ID and password is stolen. How many organizations' email are in Gmail? I am not saying at Gmail, at dhruv.in. For example, my organization dhruv.in, at dhruv.in will be the email ID, but I can access it through Gmail. Right? It's a Gmail business account. How many organizations have like that? Great. And Gmail itself, few of them have, right? Their official email ID itself is at Gmail. Now just imagine, how many of us have activated the two-factor authentication? Okay, 10%, 20% of those who raised initially. I can give an estimate because this person would not know how many would have raised. Okay, so hardly anyone would have known about a two-factor authentication. That is, if I log in from a different system, it will ask for a OTP or a pre-generated numbers to be fed in so that the system knows that this is a new system and I am only accessing it, right? And the great part is my Gmail itself will receive an email saying that suspicious activity noted or suspicious inbox. I was thinking when that person is already logged in, he will delete that email, no? When the person is logging, because I did it for one of my fraud investigation, but still, when you log in, you yourself will see that and you yourself will delete it, right? So those are like, you need to have two-factor authentication, and your email ID and password is critical. We are going to see what are those measures that we as an individual has to take. So this is from a company perspective a nightmare, right? Now let's see the next one. Email requesting for bank account of the company to be changed to a bank account controlled by the scamster. Right? The cancel check will be there, properly cancelled, signed, right? But that email itself has come from a scamster, right? Now this is a different. Again, this is not in India. This is under scam to steal government's procurement site credentials for launching further attacks. This is attorney impersonation. Attackers pretend to be a lawyer or someone from law firm supposedly in charge of crucial and confidential matters. No, whenever we get to hear someone saying it is confidential, our antennas go up. No, yes, no, they are discussing only with me. I am so happy. No? So I am so important to the organization. I didn't know that before, right? So one of the organization which we worked with got one such email which said that, of course they were smart. They kind of deleted that, but their information security team was highlighted that I am from so and so vendor. The actual vendor name was actually correct, right? I am from so and so. I am the sole proprietor for this so and so, and Indian would have done it because his word proprietor and stuff like that happens only in say India basically. He says that I hereby authorize you to transfer all my pending remittances to so and so bank, right? And attached is the scanned copy of the cancelled invoice. It was of some bank. It was clearly known that it was the vendor's sign was superimposed. Probably the vendor's place has been compromised. Sign was superimposed on the system, on the check, right? Now in this case, it generally happens at the end of the business day. We are eager to go. Done. Right? That's how generally happens. An extra letter S enabled a $1 million real estate scam. So this advocates, it is at arbadvocates.com. This guy created one more S, advocates. Probably this guy thought a numerology will change. No? So advocates, ES, one more S. Right? This enabled that multi-million-dollar scam. Right? And wherein this person is asking the money to be transferred, I am from so and so, you are the only chosen person in the company whom I want to divulge this information, please transfer the funds. Right? So that is how it is happening. Now, the next one is on the data theft. Now, this is where if I am a HR or I am the head of GL, right? HR persons will generally not share anything. That's a different story. But still, if I am the CEO and say, please send me the latest payslip along with PAN numbers, and this mail comes from the CEO, you as the HR head will respond or will not respond? Respond on priority. Huh? Yes. I see this. Oh, no, respond on priority, not just respond on priority. Okay. So, how would I know, sir? How would I know that this is happening? Right? So, it is on me, meaning everyone's me. So, it is on each and every one. So, it is on each and every person, right? Who will see what are the steps that we need to take in the next slides, right? So, obtain personally identifiable information or tax statement of employees and executives. The kicker here is it is used for future attacks. It is not used, for example, just getting the PAN number. What is this scamster is going to do? You might think, right? But using the PAN number, he will know the name. How he will know the name? By using PAN number. Anyone had tried it?
Online tax payment.
Beauty. If you have not tried, online tax payment, you put the PAN number, you will get the name.
But now it comes with X marks.
X marks, very intelligent fellow. But there is one more way of doing it, which I am not going to say now.
Traces.
No, traces you will not get, no.
You can see, verify the PAN.
No, that's gone.
No, that's not gone.
Okay, good, try it, probably. It's a different way of doing it. We'll take it offline. So, right, let's see this. Business email compromise, attacks cost millions, losses doubling each year. This is the trend. This is the trend that we are looking at. The business email compromise, sir, don't worry, sir. What we will do, no, we will take a printout of the email, we will ask the person to sign. No, only then we will do the payment. That's how we work, right? Generally, in most of the organizations that I have audited, that's a better word because I have worked in different organizations, where an email approval is not sufficient. No, you have to take the printout of the email, you have to go to that person and sign. Now it seems to be a good practice. All sensitive information, now this old age practice, which lot of my senior respectable colleagues stand by, that seems to be a good practice, right?
Even the better practice is once you send the email, you have to phone and tell whether the email has been sent.
Sent or not. It will be 12 o'clock in the night. The CEO call and say, boss, have you received that email? I have sent it. I am working at 12 o'clock. You see?
That is the best practice.
WhatsApp confirmation.
WhatsApp confirmation. But will they see that blue tick, green tick will not come. The tick will not come.
Can WhatsApp be hacked?
WhatsApp be hacked, gone. Right? So that's a beauty, right? You need to tell them probably you have sent it, but that's a post facto. You have already sent it. But still, the damage can be controlled, right? So next, ransomware. How many of you have heard about this topic, ransomware? Everyone, right? Everyone. Right. I'll be very quick in this. It's a form of malware that encrypts victims' files. It's as simple as that. There is some program which will say, your account has been hacked, pay so and so and be happy. Right? And this is basically in cryptocurrencies. Users are shown instructions on how to pay a fee to get the decryption key. Encryption, decryption, you put it something, it's called encryption, you remove something and you understand something, that's called decryption. Right? Now payment is generally demanded in cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, you have virtual currencies, Google Pay with using fake accounts, etc. Right? Recovery with the key is not guaranteed. Obviously, right? They will give, but you don't know. Right? Let's see some of the news that is happening. Right? India among top nations attacked by latest ransomware in 2019. They say that most complex families of ransomware is found in India. Like how diverse we are, ransomware is also diverse. Right? They're saying that most of the advanced families meaning a category of ransomware, right? You have a lot of categories. A category of ransomware most of the complex sets are found in India, is what this study says, right? Does ransomware affect only companies? It affects individuals, it affects your personal system, my personal system, right? Assuming that I am a practicing CA and I have everything on my desk, this is some due date. Of course, that will get extended. That's a different date. Sorry, but still, that's a due date, right? And this ransomware guy triggers that attack, and my systems are locked. What I'll do?
It really happened actually. In one of the
Individual-
CS thing, in one of the CS office, it really happened. They locked.
See,
They paid the price and then they unlocked it.
unlocked it.
Yeah, lucky they were.
Lucky they were to get it unlocked, right? Of course, later you would have realized the date was extended. I could have tried some other
Some
method.
genuinity in the business they do actually.
Some
Some genuinity in the business they do.
they are ethical. Ethical hacker is different. I consciously did not use that word ethical
This is
hacker.
the ethical malware.
Business ethics.
Business ethics, correct. Page ethics, right? Great. So does it attack only companies? No, it attacks your system, my system, right? Second, it attacks only companies and individuals, right? So this governor found out that his entire, this is in Louisiana, I'm not sure what country. So this entire state servers were hacked. They were not able to do anything, right? So he shut down the entire state machinery. Now just imagine, so this happened in November 2019, not far off, right? So the entire state was brought to its knees because of ransomware, because of one innocent guy clicking some email somewhere, the entire state got affected. Now let's go to the character assassination. This is where an individual as a person, would feel bad, so to say. How many of you know or have been chased online, meaning with comments, with bad comments, or with it's called as cyber stalking, where you are being followed, where you are being abused wherever you go, right? So let's see what are that. Now it's a deliberate and sustained effort, right, to damage the reputation or credibility of an individual. It can take many forms: spoken insults, speeches, pamphlets, campaign ads, cartoons, internet memes. No, this is a special category where we all have that interest, especially on status update. If it comes, we will wait for it to upload. To read the Tamil also, that's a complicated Tamil, because that's a Tanglish. It's a English converted, so we'll have to read fully. This internet meme has become a sensation, right? How many of you have seen any internet meme which is not demeaning anyone? Meaning that a harmless internet meme. Forget about Vadivel jokes. Other than that, have you seen any harmless, meaning not targeting anyone? Have you seen any such internet memes? Very rare, very less. Agree? Right? So this internet meme is target an individual. This is a cyber fraud. There is a team which is doing this. Right? Now let's see. This, while harassment can be done via phone and email, some perpetrated through social networking as the damage is bigger. It's bigger. It's much bigger. There was a college where due to some disagreement with two friends, they had a fight, and this girl posted some photos of hers in public. Right? Just imagine the damage that it can sustain. Right? Guys, they also have a different problem. But still, the damage is much bigger if it goes to social media. Let me see if I have a poll or something. No. Got it. Right. So, is this assassination, or the character assassination happens only for individuals again? No. Right? This C-suite meaning those with C's, CEO, CFO, all the people. They put reputation with our customers as the top priority. So the question is, what is the single most important asset in your company that needs to be protected by cyber attacks? That's the question. Right? Now, most of them are saying reputation with our customers. That is something which they want to protect. Not customer information, not proprietary research, not employee information, not regulated data, meaning which are personally identified information, right? But what is protected, or what is the most valuable asset which they want, is the reputation with the customer, because that is when the business comes, that is when they get their salary, obviously. So that's their driver. Now let's see brand association for companies. Let's see what it does, right? So the first thing that it does is it damages the reputation. Can you give any one instance where this had happened? Any one company which was targeted? Maggie, brilliant example. Who gave that? Oh sir, excellent. Oh you, great. Excellent example. Maggie. And anything else? Tata Sons. Oh, for converting into a private company. Oh, Mystery. Now there is a recent NCLT. Amazon Flipkart sales. But they use this for fraud. They use this link for fraud.
Pepsi and Cola they used to.
Pepsi and Cola, some blood mixed with something, don't drink. All that thing, right? So Johnson & Johnson is one example, where they had their sales badly damaged due to, true or not, that's a different story. We're not getting into that. But we're just seeing that how that particular reputational damage impacts the company big time. There are many companies which were closed only because of their cyber fraud, right? So that's how much important that reputation comes. Especially think about a banking, for example, when this SBI, there was a news that all the deposit insurance, that's legal framework, but from a forensic perspective, that's where you have this SBI numbers being leaked online. There was a news probably a year back, right, where they said millions of SBI customers account details are available online. People scrambled to get new cards. They just scrambled, they just ran. Sir, enna sir, edo solranga sir, enna panano? So that's how much impact the reputation has. Now what it is? It leads to loss of customers. Obviously that will lead to loss of sales and loss of profit, right? So and this will lead to CEO, CFO not getting their incentive bonuses. That's why they are more interested. Now let's see what next. Right. Quick recap. We saw what is a QR scam. We saw what is the WhatsApp or Instagram scam. We just escaped through. We saw what was an ATM skimming. We saw what is a BEM. We saw in detail what was the BEM. Now that you understand what is a BEM, has anyone any of your organizations suffered business email compromise? Having known now what is a BEM, okay, 2 of them, right? Good. So this is the trend. So this is going to catch up, and we need to be careful about it. Right. Now we have heard a lot of frauds. This fraud, that fraud, this fraud. Now let's see what is the fraud prevention. So the other side of the table. Now that you know that, no one to save me. I'm drowning. Is there anyone to save me? Now there are few tools, few things which are being used by organizations, by people like us, right, who are basically fighting frauds. Right? Let's see what are those. So the use of machine learning, the most abused word, use of machine learning. Machine learning is a most abused word. We will see a bit as to, in simple terms, what does machine learning means, because this is important for us to understand. Extensive customer behavioral profiling, we're going to see each and everything in detail. We're going to see extensive user awareness training, centralization of tech support, cyber proofing BYOD. Anyone know BYOD? Please don't say. Just raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, last also. So bring your own device, right? BYOD, right? So that the company can save on capital cost. You bring your own laptop, you work, you go. So BYOD and things which were catching up 2 years back, now it's hot, is cyber insurance. Right? We will see a bit on it one by one. Right? So use of machine learning. Right? Let's try to understand it a bit in my terms, in a layman terms. Right? And I'm not trying to be accurate here. I'm trying to make it sense for you. So if you see a different definition in some other book, don't scold me. Okay? So ML is simply a process of training a system by feeding large amounts of data into an algorithm to help the system learn how to perform a task. Sir, this is not a definition. We will try to break it, right? So ML is simply a process of training a system by feeding large amounts of data. ML is machine learning. Machine learning needs data. We will see what is the data, etc. Into an algorithm to help the system learn to perform a task. To do a particular task, we are training that system. In this case, what is our task? To prevent fraud or to monitor fraud or to track fraud, right? This is what we are training the system. This ML can be used also to launch an attack. It can also be trained. கத்தி நம்ம கிட்ட இருக்கு. நான் ஆப்பிள் வெட்டறனா மனுஷன் கழுத்தை வெட்டறான்றது என் கையில தான். Right? Simple. So that is how powerful ML is these days. Let's see what are those components, right? Right, okay. It has 3 set of components. I'll take both. I'll take all 3. Data, right? So anything and everything in this world now is data. Data is new oil. Who said that? Any idea? Data is new oil.
Facebook?
No. Data is new oil.
Reliance.
Reliance who? Mukesh Ambani. He said that data is new. Which Facebook said no. Data is not new oil. Data is privacy. Blah blah blah. But they are also using data only. Data is new oil, right? That's what people are saying. So what is the ulta of Geo? J-I-O. If you see it in the mirror, it will require O-I-L, oil. Right? See, you put Geo here and put a mirror and see what is there in the mirror. You will see O-I-L, right? So that's how Geo came into place, I suppose. That's what told to me, right? So there are 3 components of a ML. Any ML, there are 3 components. I will read it out. Data. What is the data? Any factor. What is the time now? What is the temperature now? What am I speaking? How many words per minute? All this is data. Everything. What is my likes? What is my dislikes? How am I behaving at 5 o'clock in the morning? How am I behaving now? Everything is data. Everything is data. Now that data, the more diverse the data, the better the result. Right? That is one component. The second component is features. It's nothing but parameters or variables. These are the factors for a machine to look at. For example, when we look at fraud detection, there is a sudden spike in the data transfer. When you copy data, it will show a map, right? It will slowly, it will copy or move, right? Suddenly, in the data stream or in the network, there is a spike in the data, right? That means someone is trying to take some data away from my systems or move data from one place to the another, right? That is an indication of something bad happening from a cyber perspective, right? So that is a feature that ML will look at. Generally at 7 o'clock in the morning or at 11 o'clock in the morning when the office starts, there will be a spike in the data because a lot of people would be downloading the emails, right? That is a feature it will learn. So if there is any spike at 11 o'clock in the morning, it will say, okay, TK, right? This is normal, right? So that is a feature. Algorithm is the heart and core. It's nothing but garbage in, garbage out. Algorithm is if the spike in data is at 12 o'clock in the night or 1 o'clock in the night, right? That is a definition which you are giving. I am making it very simple. A few of those who actually know and do ML might throw stones at me, say, dude, what you're saying is wrong. But still, the crux of it is this. An algorithm is nothing but what you want the system to look into and how you want the system to react. It's the logic, right? And it is garbage in, garbage out. The quality of an ML depends on the quality of the algorithms. Now, how these things interact, right? Let's see this. This is again from internet, nothing my own, there is nothing thing, it's there on the internet. Now, there are 3 things that we said, right? One was data, features, algorithm. Data, what is the numbers that I am looking at? Features, as to what quantity that I need to see, traffic in the line. Algorithm, if the traffic is so and so, do so and so, right? If these two merge, data and algorithm merge, we have data mining. It's called as data mining. I mine data to understand, to see a pattern, to see an algorithm. This features and algorithm, if it merges, this is our classic programming type, right? And if these two merges, data and features, it's called data science. If these 3 merge, then it is called ML. Sir, padam nalla irukku sir. I also liked it, right? So it's a merger of 3 different components: data, features, algorithms. Now, using this particular way of training a system, fraud prevention is happening, right? Right. Now, where and how is this ML being used? Right. So these are like, okay, deep learning. Again, deep learning is an extension of an ML or a component or something similar to ML. Similar may not be the right word, but extension of ML where we are looking at system to behave like humans, to understand the trends and pick up trends, but understand ML as a concept, right? ML are the front lines in the battle against fraud and cybercrime. Now we are talking with an insurance player where they are trying to understand using ML, can they detect a fraud? Now you know that in a life insurance industry, the fraud percentages as a percentage is close to about 8 to 10% of the sales of their premium receipt, so to say, right? That's a huge number. Some say 6, some say 7, some say 10, probably let's take 6 to 7%. That's a huge number. Now by using ML, can we do an algorithm or using the algorithm data and the features, can we have a learning system which will tell me if a particular claim is a fraudulent claim or not, right? So this is how people are working. They are trying, now gone are the days where I pull a report, see this minus this greater than this and do a filter and say okay, these are the cases, go and check, right? No, they are going towards ML, they are trying to make the system learn and we will give a feedback. So what we generally do is we give a feedback of a particular case that we investigate and we give a feedback saying yes, this was a fraud, or 2, this was not a fraud. So that feedback the machine takes and it changes the algorithms and the components on its own. That's the difference. Let's see. The benefits for companies include retail, payment processing to financial services and insurance. Retail, huge scope. Someone asked what we could do with that, right? What is the future of CA can be, right? On this particular piece, right? See, there are 2 components to any data analytics, whatever it is that I know of. One is what to do, the other is how to do, right? What to do is our forte. We are the subject matter experts. I know what to do. Any data, any financial data, any trends that you give me, I'll be able to know, okay, so if this is a vendor file, you take this debit, you take this credit, you analyze this, you analyze that, right? But there is this how to do part. How am I to do that? I know what to do. There is something called as how to do. Now how to do is left to the technical guys. Generally that's how I plan my data analytics strategy. So I have people who will basically say how to do part is their headache. What algorithm to use, whether to use Python, R, what they want to use is their headache. But my forte or our forte in this is what to do. What is that analysis that I have to do, right? That is our boundary, you know. Those people should not come inside, so to say, right? Because this is our core. This is our we are the subject matter experts, right? For example, if someone of us are an income tax practitioner, I know how a particular field is to be updated, but I know what field is to be updated. But what happens after I put in processing, etc., that happens in IPC, who will not respond, and then finally that 143 one comes. All the things that I may not have to know. That thing happens automatically. So our area, what I feel is that we have to strengthen and have confidence on what to do. Don't get distracted with how to do part. How to do is technical and we are not built for that. We are not taught for that, right? And what to do is our forte, that we have to strengthen. We have to have confidence on ourselves is what I would think. So we saw the use of machine learning, right? Let's see the other ones and probably you will not wrap up so soon. Hold on. Now extensive customer behavioral profiling. How many of your cards were blocked because some transaction happened in online using USD? How many? Or suddenly it was withdrawn in Kenya, it was blocked. Your card is blocked, that card in someone's. So what these people are doing is, so especially people like SBI, HDFC, bankers especially, they know where I generally transact. They know where I generally do. So if I do a USD payment suddenly out of the blue, I will get a call or the card will be blocked. That is part of the cyber defense which the company has, right? Has anyone experienced it, that card being blocked because you did a suspicious transaction? I saw 1, 2. Anyone else? Yes.
I got a call. I used to get a call.
Call, perfect. But my card blocked twice.
I got a call.
Call, right? And you will get it immediately. The moment you put the pin, before the print comes, you will get a call. if you do a POS sales, right? So that is part of the behavioral profiling. No, so once I took my car to Thailand, right, and the money, I don't remember if the money has come or not, but the car was blocked immediately, right, because they know that I never travel abroad. Hey, nee ivlo danda, idha moment. So they blocked my car. Okay, they profiled that I will never go to any other place, and they blocked my car for an outside India transaction, right? And I did one USD payment, for example, this CISA, CFA, etc. I face this problem every year. Every time I pay a USD payment, they'll block my card. I have to call them, no, it is only me doing the transaction. I also hold CISA, I have to pay USD. You know, they decide that I am not worth doing any USD transactions. Okay, so that is how they profile, right? Each and every one of us are profiled. That is one of the differences, right, that we have. Right, now this is, how many of you would have got a message saying that never share your PIN, SBI never calls, Paytm never calls, right? This is the extensive user awareness. Why they are doing it? You think they are very conscious of our money and all? They are, but what is happening is if they don't send, there is a regulatory thing that if regulatory meaning there could be a chance where they may say that you did not train them properly, you did not inform them clearly, right? For that reason also they have said multiple times, and because of that also we think it is that message only, and these fraudulent messages are also get missed, right? If you see, these SMSs will come in a different header. You will see ID SBI card, IP SBI card. Next time you see from which ID it is coming. All these promotional things will come in a different header, will come from a different ID, because you will not be able to see the phone number. You will see SBI card only, but you will see either ID or IP, right? Next time you will probably see that, right? So this is the and you go to companies, right? They will make us sit into the cyber learning session, mandatorily. So I was part of teams which were global teams, and you are mandatorily, whether you like it or not, whether you understand it or not, you have to click yes, I understood everything, and then only you have to proceed, right? So that is how they will make sure that you are being, sometimes there is an information overload that we feel that no, this is that only, I leave it, right? To that extent it is being used. Now, this is something which is being, I have seen it accessing, I have recommended it to my clients. Was tech support, you centralize it. Because these devices, everything, you don't know how people are, you don't know how things will go, right? So centralization of tech support is one of the big differences that people have. Next is our favorite, BYOD, bring your own device. Okay, now these days, some of you who might know, yes, but some of you who might not know, they are saying you use your own personal laptop for your official transaction. So happily we take. Once I remember doing this, and once I logged into their VPN, they said you just log into the VPN and you do whatever you want. So we logged into the VPN, and first thing I opened Facebook. At that time, Orkut, it did not open. So they are like cyber proofing it. Once I get into the tunnel, which is VPN is nothing but a particular tunnel where all my data traffic flows. Once I get into that tunnel, they ensure that nothing is kind of possible, for you to use that system. Now, generally, the executables are a big headache, right? In the cyber defense, executable is a big headache. Now, recently, I wanted to do a video of some of the photos being merged together. I found this Windows Movie Maker was not working. I downloaded some videos, and fortunately, this antivirus thing which was there said that it is a malware, right? Had that database not being updated, had that antivirus being not there, right? And I consciously use some of the system which I know is a crack or a virus, because we have to use certain things, right? So these are the things where BYOD, cyber proofing, the companies are extensively doing it, right? Any companies where they say you can use your own system, they will just say, boss, please use this VPN only, right? Or please use, these days this remote screen is also there where you have to log in and use their screen to kind of work on this thing, right? So this is a big difference or a prevention that is happening. Right? Next one, cyber insurance. Now cyber insurance is of course the name is self-explanatory, but generally how I have seen people using it is that they would want to know if a breach happens, how much will be the potential cost to the organization and how much is the money that I need to pay to protect that cost. Right? For example, one company paid close to about 6-7 crores to protect their information assets. Information asset meaning their data, IP, etc. worth about 120-300 crores. Right? So this is catching up. Now, prevention is better than cure, but this is a cure basically. Right? If this asset is lost, if my data has been breached, right? If something happens to me, I mean me in the sense the information of the company, how much of a loss, how can I prevent that from going out? Right?
That's the claims being processed.
It's actually not many companies do this. Not many companies do this. Not many insurance companies do this. They're very wary of it because fraud, I mean cyber fraud at the end of the day, the origination of the cyber fraud is internal only. Unless and until you allow our guest Atiti Devo Bhava come in and take the money, it's not going to happen. That's how cyber frauds mostly are.
No, but what is the level of maturity for the cyber insurance in India?
It is happening.
It started happening.
It started happening. That's the catch up that is happening. That's the trend that is happening. So I know one big four who has an exclusive team on this. They have about 10-15 resources pan India who do exclusive this. They go to companies and tell them what are the things that you will lose. In an insurance you will say, no sir, neenga setta ungalku varum sir. Dey na enga sava poren. No, like that. If you lose the asset, if something breach happens, if you tell me how can I protect the breach? No, that's a different team. That they will come separately. So that is how people are selling, right? And that is how it's catching up. And the premiums are very high because the risk is high. The premiums are very high.
I believe you can have a session on what all the big four does on all the consulting actually.
Trade secrets revealed. Right. So, anyone want to add on this? Anyone? Prevention. Have you seen any other better way of doing this? Any thoughts? Any things?
Use keypad.
Sorry.
Use keypad mobile instead of smartphone.
Using
Keypad mobile, the older one.
best.
No, I have
Checkbook
got one of the
goilla.
experience where when I did a systems audit in one of the companies, they had some sort of a screen where there will be a spike in your server utilization levels, similar to whatever the machine readable
Correct,
codes
correct.
is there. No? I have seen that spikes. I asked them is it possible for me to have a report or what is a
Data.
mapping of the hikes or the spikes similar to whatever the machine readable things. That was suggested as one of the methods to identify whether there will be an attack. If there is a persistent hacker getting into it, you are always your level of your CPU usage
Will be high.
will be at the constant threshold actually,
Agreed.
which will not be there even for say suppose going for a lunchtime or something like that. The server CPU is supposed to come down actually, the utilization actually. So
Absolutely.
that is one of the things which I suggested to the company, that you can have this sort of a report which, because see it's like in India generally the awareness seems to be almost negligible actually.
Unless there is something happens.
No, even they said they will put a firewall, but what is the rule base of the firewall? Nobody checks actually, zero. So that has been my experience actually.
That password is administrator. You can check it.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
We actually hacked into one of the system for saying administrator password 123 it opened. But surprise. It's like, okay, great.
So similar to that, even the firewall for that matter, none of the companies knows what is the rules written into the firewall.
Nothing.
And that is a level of awareness. That's why I said that the cyber insurance or something like that, something new here. Even for the ordinary insurance, people are not getting money. Where is the question of cyber insurance?
They're doing it because these people don't have trust on their employees, so to say. Sorry, you were saying.
And with the level of the policing or the police doesn't understand, and we say the laptops being used as pillows for police carrying it to the courts or something like that. These are the things which we hear actually. When you call a police guy to address all these things, they will, whatever the nightmare they experience, they will tell that actually. Here it has happened in our stage itself actually. The police narrating all the stories where the laptops are used as pillows and then it crashes. Before the court they open it. No, what is that? In Bangalore, we have heard that what is this? The court never recognized a laptop as a computer. This I heard 5 years or 6 years before the same in this one. So what I am trying to say is, these are the awareness which we can.
Absolutely.
And one more suggestion which I thought was whenever we go to the ATM, I generally used to when we insert the
Insert card.
I generally used to plug that thing whether it is coming out
Or not.
That is one thing. And the
Adu
one more
orna
thing which I
kaiyada
learned from
andru.
yours thing is you will have to better tear that paper which is written. So this is be aware all these things. So if you tear it, I believe there is no case for the bank. That is a learning today.
True.
சார் நீங்க வந்து டேர் பண்றீங்கன்னு இப்போ பெயிண்ட்லயே எழுதி வச்சிடுறாங்க.
அது மேல ஒட்டணும் எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டாங்க.
மேல வச்சு white paper ல எழுதி.
No, true. So especially on the firewall rules, so what is happening is this insurance will not pay just like that. Just like a health insurance, where if you do a suicide, for example, like if you intentionally go and hit something, they're not going to pay you. Right? I was told that, I don't know how far it is right or wrong, I was told that if there's a two-wheeler driving in a national highway, they are not eligible for insurance. Because two-wheelers was supposed to be for four-wheelers. I don't know, probably something I heard, probably this insurance thing came up.
No, extending that logic, in cyber insurance also, do they mean to say that there will be an audit post prepayment actually?
Yes, so what happens is, now this is the governance framework. They will see how the overall governance is. For example, do they monitor the firewall? Do they monitor any cyber risk? Do they give user awareness trainings for their users, right? Only if the IT governance is in place, tone at the top, whether the CEO is giving the yearly lecture to people saying that please follow cyber insurance, please follow cyber policies, etc. Only if that is there, right, they are going to make this payment.
Foremost,
So they will do that before
Before processing the claim. Everything is documentation.
Oh, before processing the claim, not before premium.
No.
uh-huh.
Premium is based on the asset value which the company wants to protect.
No, I understand.
That they will collect. They will collect.
But the most difficult part in the processing is you need to prove that it was not internal.
Yes, very difficult to prove. I've seen of course, whatever it is that I have seen and I have known, I have not seen any claim of insurance being made that I am aware of. Probably it's made and paid, but yes.
But the following up of standard operating procedures in POS transactions as well as in net banking is not uniform. The point is, some of the cases sometimes the CPEs or sometimes the PIN number you have to punch in the POS, but sometimes it goes without that also.
Yes, so
Why it is breached that?
brilliant, excellent question. I was surprised once when I gave my card and you put on top of the card, it was a green print was coming. So if you see your card, you will see a Wi-Fi symbol, right? So I just googled, so they can pay any amount, is it? So it is limited to 2,000 rupees currently. So without a PIN, you can pay up to 2,000 rupees.
That we should enable. Without that, it will not happen.
No, it is not that. You can ask the bank to not to give you a Wi-Fi enabled card. That is possible,
Even if
but that
the-
Wi-Fi symbol is there.
Even if the symbol is there, we can still ask the bank not to.
No. So they will give you that card. So that they will charge you 100 rupees more, no?
I have an Amex card. Wi-Fi symbol is there, but there
Sir,
it
Amex
cannot
is
be-
and all different ranges, sir. I am talking about SBI, HDFC.
Card itself.
Amex is a different range.
SBI card it is like that.
SBI card. So SBI, I have two methods. One is I can say best is Rupa card, I suppose. I mean, I have not used it, but still they say that it is good.
That is
So
not functioning.
not functioning properly. Okay. So that Wi-Fi symbol you can say like I don't want a Wi-Fi card. If you put that, of course they will take so much time. They will give you first Wi-Fi card. You have to return. You have to shout at them, say I did not want this. All that has to happen before you get your proper card, right? But generally that swipe that is happening, right? You need not have to even place the card inside.
We can even tell the merchant not to use that. We can even
No, you can. No. These are gone. I don't see this has happened now.
Everything is
Chip.
either the chip
Yeah,
or
that's
the.
what we can ask him. not
Yes.
to use
Now
that.
I see that Wi-Fi card. You don't have to take it. You just put your purse on top.
Yeah.
It will come. Okay. Now there was one video where one person was having it valid on the top, and he just takes the machine, touches it, printout comes.
It's like when they are testing the FASTag, in some of the cases that has gone because they were having it somewhere, not here,
Oh.
somewhere that was moved. The cards were moved from one place to another place for delivery. Even before that, when it crosses the toll, it gets knocked off. So when they deliver that, so many debits are
It's gone. True. Now they have this. Amazon is launching a wireless, touchless merchandise where you take the product, you go out. You don't have to pay anything. The readers will read everything.
Automatically.
Automatically will read.
aforementioned methods that you can share? It's a very good learning actually. It's in terms of how at that time itself we were kind of foresight, right? Any other methods that you know that you would please?
Option can be disabled.
Sorry, sir.
Wi-Fi option
Ha.
can be disabled through iMobile.
Through
By iMobile app.
iMobile, the SBI.
Use
Okay.
the Access Bank industry.
Okay, excellent. See, I don't know.
You can avoid using the public Wi-Fi.
Oh, brilliant point. Brilliant point. Oh, brilliant point. This public Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, railway Wi-Fi, it's like you are giving a virinde to your hacker. Come, in the arthuko.
Now SBI has given an instruction, don't charge your mobile on public, even in train.
USBs especially.
Yes.
What
The
all
other one
happens?
is probably net banking in the incognito mode in the browser.
Oh yes, so this incognito mode, how many knows? How many have used for sayable purposes? Right. So this incognito mode is very useful where you see again it will get tracked, just that it will not save. The bank or the site will be able to track you, but it is not tracked in your system. The incognito mode basically for example, when I visit Amazon in incognito mode and I search for a product, right, and I don't buy that product obviously, so and I go out and I log using my normal thing, using my credentials, what I have searched will come. But just that the computer, there is no track. In the system it will not track, right? But that will still come, and everywhere, every news item I see the diapers. I mean, for my daughter, that will pop up, saying that you want to buy this 40% or 50%.
What you can do is at least your net banking transactions you can do it from that, in case you're using.
Yes, net banking is very useful. The other thing is these cookies, right? These days, if you see any website, you will see a very bad banner. Cookies, you want to accept or not? You got to accept it, obviously, right? So we are giving a concern that please track me. I'm here. Please use me, consume me. Please track me, right? That's what we're trying to say. Let's see some of those golden rules, right?
I have one question.
Please.
If you clear your history and cookies, then it can go off the system, right?
No. So what happens is, especially passwords in Google Chrome. So in one case, there was a fraud where this person was involved in cash, being moved out, and we wanted to see if we can access his Gmail, because I know that he is having a personal Gmail, right? We came to know. So before he left, he cleared everything, clear cookies, that one click button, but there is something called as a saved password. One, right? That will never go off. Right? Even in Gmail, you just go and click on the saved passwords, view saved passwords. You will be amazed that all your Gmail accounts, you may not know. There will be this small banner that will come. Do you want to say yes or no? Sometimes you will say yes, sometimes you will say no. But if you want to log in by default, for example, instead of you just type Google in your Chrome, it will directly go to your email. Isn't it? How is it happening? The ID and password are already saved. Right? Now this cookie and this temporary memory is only to track myself for that session. Now what happens to these user ID passwords? In this case that I was referring to, we were able to neatly see his ID password for 5 different Gmail accounts. Everything was saved. See, these people know, or it's a learning for us, for me also, because when I gave my old laptop and I upgraded to a new laptop, one of my partner was calling me and saying, is this your password for your Gmail? I was like amazed. Dude, how do you know? I am the cyber forensic guy, for your information. So he said, no, just go to saved passwords and you will know. Right?
It asks Gmail login, no?
Yeah.
The login which you are already placed in that login they ask to see the password.
No, it doesn't.
Directly we can see the password.
Yes, you go to any system. You go to any system that anyone has been using. Just that they should not have signed out. There's an option called signed out, right? But generally we don't sign out. It's always there.
They tell you to sign in again and see
No.
the password.
No.
It's plain text.
I have seen that one month.
I have taken someone's password using that. Not my password. I have taken someone's password using that. Right? So for your question on the temporary memory and cookies, right? It does help
But
to
where
clear.
do we get that to see actually when you clear the history, we clear including password?
No. Password doesn't clear history. See, history doesn't clear passwords.
And no,
Can't you
There
take
is
out
one,
that?
It will ask the same.
You
You want to clear save password, it will ask one, you can take.
yes, that you have to specifically say. History doesn't clear passwords.
Yeah. So you will have to select all the options
Which are the
and
things
clear
to be
it.
cleared, cookies, passwords.
So you have to specifically mention that. Generally, if you click clear password or clear history, it will just take your history and your cookies.
No, even in that, it will give you an option. Do you want to clear the last 1 week's thing or
Entire from the beginning.
So you'll have to be careful to select all.
But in that there is a tick. It will not be by default ticked.
Correct.
You have to do something.
Even there, I think we'll have to go to the directory level and then see whether the entries are available from there.
No, still, even if it's
It is in Chrome.
from the
It will be saved in Chrome. And then see, generally it is always best if you want to be cyber proof. It's best to use everything in incognito mode, even your Gmails. See, because we are so, or I am so lazy. Why to put it on someone else? I am so lazy that I just click Gmail and my office mail will come. I don't want to log in every time, right? I don't want to give my ID password every time, right? So, but in the back end, right, how the system knows my ID password, how Chrome knows my ID password, how Opera knows my ID password. Suppose it is saved, right? So, and that uses it, and I can have multiple IDs, right? And then click there, it will automatically open. How is it opening? Without me giving ID password, it knows, it saves. If it is saves, we will be able to access it. A hacker will be able to access it. Right? Any other thoughts that you had on the banking transaction? Anyone had any bitter experience on banking transactions? Banking?
Yeah, once I was trying to buy one suitcase from UK. I paid them the money. I received goods, one shawl, which is worth 50 rupees instead of 5,000 rupees from China. I don't know how it happened. And the mails and the things, everything is in Chinese language.
That will be this, I'm not sure, just as a side thought, that will be this movie where soap dabba, you get that, that movie if you can recollect.
The Delhi radio old one actually, you used to get the brick or something like
Brick or something, yeah, very old one, yes. Nowadays they are very smart. They are putting some other item saying this is what you shipped, right? And then the parthaliyo and the soap dabba, So that's how people are doing now, right? But I think overall, if we are safe, we are kind of conscious, and we go beyond a little bit of laziness, right? I think we can be cyber proof, right? So let's see some of the rules, right? That we can use to protect ourselves. Right. Be alert to the fact that frauds exist, that scams exist. This is the first and foremost thing. Don't think that this is a way in which they cannot cheat me. It is impossible. There is a fraud that will exist. That's something which we'll have to be conscious of, aware of. Know who you are dealing with, especially in this online world. So many people are there. Know whom we are dealing with. It could be OLX, it could be my friend, Instagram friend who is doing it. Let me be very clear as to his whereabouts. Let me be very clear as to whether he is a genuine person, whether I know him or not. Do not open suspicious text, pop-up windows or emails. Delete them. So in the audio that you heard, you would have clearly heard that it's a pakka form. That form that she clicked, right? It resembled exactly what it should be, right? But it did not come in the right channel. She got it as a message or a link, right? If there is anything suspicious, do not open.
No, I want to add to this actually. Even in WhatsApp, we used to get a vote for this. Only 1,000 you're short of say building a temple, or 500 short of not building a temple. Something like that, you will receive a link actually.
Definitely a scam. Definitely.
So you go there, based on our emotions, they will fetch these details actually, and then these are also some inputs for.
Definitely. For ML also it could be an input, but generally any link that so WhatsApp has come with a good feature saying that if someone is adding you to a group and this person is not in your contact list, that link will not be activated. Unless you add this person in the group, this link will not be activated. So you will have to add that person in your contact for the link to be activated. So these are the defenses which the company is trying to do. Keep your personal details secure, right? We are not, or I am not very bothered if my Aadhaar number is known. I give it for a lot of banking. Everything you ask, Aadhaar, yes, I have Aadhaar. Right? I have a very good client, okay? I mean, who himself is a chartered accountant. He was adamant in not giving Aadhaar card. He was adamant. will not give. And I really appreciated it. And we were incorporating a Section 8 company for him through my office. And I was asking him, and you know, we did not know that a way existed that we need not have to give my Aadhaar number to incorporate a Section 8 company. But how many of us give Aadhaar card for section or any company, anything, right? We give Aadhaar, yes. The first thing that you will hear, do you accept Aadhaar? Here, take it. Sir, OTP or sir? OTP. This number is only linked. Please. We do it, right? I do it, right? So, but this gentleman was persistent, and because of him, we knew that yes, no, it is possible to do things without your Aadhaar, PAN, you know. So, that is your personal data. That is something which only I should know, right? Beware of unusual payment methods. If they are saying I will pay using only Google Pay, only Paytm, right? If they are insisting on a particular method, if anyone whom you want to pay is insisting on a particular method, just beware. Something is amiss here, right? Keep your mobile devices and computers secure. How many of us have antivirus in mobile? Antivirus, AVG, whatever, right? I don't have, so I can put my hands down. So, you know, that is how, you know, we have to secure. Of course, I have a different stuff in my mobile to ensure that it is safe. So that I mean, how many of us have paid antivirus in our laptops or desktops? Paid antivirus in laptops or desktops. Paid. Could be kilo. That's a very good percentage. Very nice. Very nice. Excellent. Now choose your passwords carefully. Right? How many of us password is password 123? I don't want anyone to raise their hands. Even if it's password 123. Right? So password 123, administrator, my wife name, husband name, you know, mother's name, at 123.
Password 123.
Yes. That's a very, very good point. But it's called a single point failure. In technical terms, it's called a single point failure. I just have to crack that one password to crack the entire password. There are apps like LastPass, ListPass or LastPass, which I use extensively. So it's like they will recognize the website, and I have to give a master ID password, right? And that master ID password will be used every time I log into that, and using that the password will be auto-filled, right? There were reported breaches. It's been in existence for good 7-8 years that I know. There has been one reported breach of this particular stuff, but I think it's been well secure, so to say, right? So if you have lot of passwords, see which app would help you save the passwords. And you can try that. There are apps which will say that we don't save your data in your cloud. We save your password in your phone only, which is encrypted, right? So, I mean, it is not that everything is bad, but at the same time, you have to be cautious. See the ratings, see the reviews, right? Right, okay. Okay, now I see a lot of people yarning and also going, so I'll just have quick. Right, any questions? Go to Minty. I know a lot of people asked, but I just want to, there is a feedback. If you can please wait for a minute, that will be great. Okay, cool. Thank you. So if you can just quickly open Minty. I know a lot of questions are asked, but if you have any quick questions for 5 minutes only, we'll wait. I know it's already 7:47.
One more way to safeguard is that ATM cards or debit cards, credit cards, that PIN number will be there on the back side. That should be like 10
So it's called a CVV number.
Yeah.
It's called a CVV number. Now, generally CVV numbers are kept because CVV numbers are used when you make any foreign transactions or any specific transactions. You put the CVV number.
No, but the CVV number, some sites not asked, right? Your CISA website never asks you the CVV number.
1 year back I paid. Yes, probably. Now I have to pay, no? December. So, yes, right. So, VPNs are safe. Excellent question. VPNs are a tunnel which is used. As long as the user credentials are properly mapped, they are safe. Most of the companies rely on VPN for a lot of communications, right? So my answer would be VPNs are relatively safe than a normal tunnel. I mean normal communication, VPNs are relatively safe. How to protect unwanted ads? Very, very good point. How to prevent, sorry. Right, two things. One,
Ad block.
ad blocker, what happens is, I have used ad blocker, but sometimes I will not be able to access a website without ad blocker being turned off. Right? So the best way to do is do all your Google searches in incognito mode. Whatever you want to search, whatever you want to know about, right? Which you don't want any others to know. Positively, I'm saying. Those things, do it in incognito mode. That will not necessarily be tracked. Right? For example, in incognito mode, Google will not be automatically logged in. But in your normal Chrome or anything, it will be automatically logged in. And that's the reason why you can search.
But somehow I have not come across an ad being popped for me. Probably one reason is I don't go and click any of those things says an ad or
You are fortunate few.
I'm just saying,
I
don't know why.
Such a pestering ad. So
see, I've never got an ad that gets popped up.
It will get.
But I've always been thinking, why is it?
So pop-up blocker is different. Pop-up blocker these days are being blocked by default.
Correct.
Generally they are being very strong, right? But this
see,
ads.
Ads on the side.
Correct.
Of your whichever website you go. But see, that you cannot avoid, right?
That's what the question is. How to prevent? How can I do it? So generally you can do your searches in incognito mode. That is one way of.
So can you throw more light on that incognito mode?
So in Chrome you can go.
Control Shift N.
So Control Shift N is the shortcut if you want to go. So you are in private mode. This is what it will come. Right. So I generally use Opera. So that's how it is. Else, if you go to say Chrome, right click, you will see new incognito mode. Go and go mode. And you will see the Gmail not automatically logged in. Just wait for this to pop up. So if I go to Gmail, for example, it will ask me to log in. Meaning it's not automatically signed in.
So even if I close without sign out,
it will go off.
It will go off.
The session will expire.
Session will expire. But if you open a new tab and do Google, this credentials will be taken. If you once you close the session, everything is lost. That's a nice what we did in Las Vegas. Some movie is there, right? So if you close, everything is gone. Happy. So generally, to answer this question, do it in incognito mode. You will see a lot of difference. For the purpose of some official thing, I saw some meat processing company. I need to do some investigation. I googled for those information, right? Every time I open anything, that meat picture will come. Buy this, buy that. First thing I sometimes was like, what nonsense is this? Even if I close the and say that this is not relevant, it will still come. Right? Again, try to do it in incognito mode.
You were saying the second method. What is that? You were saying two methods, right? You were saying two methods. One was incognito and the other one was you mentioned that.
Did I say two methods, sir? No, I feel that incognito mode is the best way to prevent unwanted ads. So the other way is to go for paid services. For example, Economic Times, ET.com is something which we generally would use, right? You will see a lot of blistering ads that you have already searched. Go for a paid version. If you pay, they are happy. Right. Right. Saved cards option in apps, whether they are secure. Saved cards option in apps. Pathetically not secure. Right? Especially save cards. Okay, what I did was, there is something called as a lucid chart, which I use for process mapping, right? It's a process mapping software called lucidchart.com. So I saved, I don't know, somehow it got saved. My credentials got saved. It had an option called quick pay to renew subscription, etc. I did not want to renew, but I just want to say what to do. Click. Gone. Payment debited. No CVV, nothing asked. Because I have saved everything, it seems. I just clicked on some normal quick pay option. I mean, I did not realize it was paid. No, so that's how pathetic save cards are. Never ever save cards. No, even though it is the topmost security, etc., don't save. How safe are softwares that run on cloud as against running on a proper software? Excellent question. I had this argument with my partner on, we wanted to go for a cloud-based software, but I was against it personally. Because two things happen. One, a lot of NDAs are there, no doubt about it. Right? A lot of NDAs are there, a lot of proper controls are in place. But somehow, maybe I am ignorant of the technology or something is there. I am from the old school, so to say. But I am not very comfortable on any, especially the free versions of stuff running on my cloud. right? For example, Gmail, right? How many of us think Gmail are secure? They will not know what mail has been received, what mail has been paid. No. They can see trends. They can see what type of messages. They are using a very brilliant word saying that we cannot see your message. You need not have to see my message. But if a message has the word terrorist, for example, Osama bin Laden, those days, right? Now if I have any sensitive word, that will be picked up.
So because now if I book a ticket itself, that comes in my calendar saying that you are.
Exactly.
I was surprised. Most of the time that happens.
And you just click pay now status, no? And you know they're very smart. They will in the search bar they'll say only you can see the search, only you can see the results. Next time you see you book a ticket and you say pay now when you book a train ticket and you put pay now status, all the messages that is there in which has a PNR will come. Say this to this is this PNR, this is the status. And you know below they'll say only you can see these results. No, very smart people, right? So my personal thought is that unless and until you are a very connected organization where you need to have other things across the globe or across the different states, go for a vendor which is known for its cyber security, right? I cannot quote because obviously it might mean that I am kind of advertising for them, but generally get feedbacks, get NDAs, try to read NDAs, you know. So what they're actually meaning by cloud safety. Everyone will say, even I cannot access your data. You know, what do they mean by that? It's a bit technical, but try to spend some time. It is very easy to understand, right? But so my answer to this is, my personal opinion is no. But if an organization is very diverse, I have recommended to my clients to go for this.
So, but like, I just wanted to know how you can prevent Gmail from reading all those things. It cannot read my tickets.
Don't have Gmail. Honestly, there is no other way. See, Gmail is free. So someone said that if a product is free, you are the product. If they are giving anything for free, if a product is free, you are the product. If Jio is giving for free, you are the product. If anything that is given for free, you are the product.
Even if I pay, then also it is.
Then also it will say, I mean, pay only if you exceed a particular limit in terms of the storage space, right? But I mean, even if you read the Google's extensive NDAs, what I use, how I use, they have a lot of videos also. They will say it is used to see the trend, to see ads suggested to you, relevant to you, right? I don't need all that, but you still have to do that, right?
My phone got damaged 2 weeks back and I changed a new phone. I installed my Gmail in the new phone. I mean, last 10 days, 15 days back, last 10 days, every alternate day I'm getting a message from Ola customer, thanks for your rate, etc.
Oh.
I've not used Ola, somebody has used it.
But you're also getting the pin. Ola gives pin generally.
No, I'm not getting any pin. He says thanks for using Ola right from Adyar to Raja now. What does it mean?
No, that's there because see, Gmail, I think Gmail does not recognize a dot in your this thing, username.
No, you are getting a Gmail or a message.
Gmail.
No, Gmail, you are getting a Gmail.
I'm getting a email message onto my Gmail account.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably
Then
because
they say-
someone has a similar email
How
ID.
about that
like
person,
you.
wherever they used the Ola right in the last 15 days, every day I'm getting a message. So
No, that's something which is so Gmail. It considers dot underscores everything it
No, it
considers.
considers, but I have received lots of thing wherein I have someone with my same name and surname, just that is this without a dot and mine is with a dot.
Okay, that's very interesting. If it happens, I'll be more than happy because I can create my email IDs with a dot, which is because to get an email ID of what we want is very difficult. That itself is very difficult. I have to do different permutation combination. I have tried it. It doesn't work for me. Probably I'll check it out.
Yeah. See, so to answer him, there are two things actually. Either it will be a wrong, whatever the ID, they would have given your ID instead of somebody else's ID, they would have given by default, point number one. Or you will have to see whether there is a link in that actually. It can be a spam if there is a link.
Could be a spam.
So you
Valid point.
So if there is a link attached to it, so out of curiosity, if you push some link, then it can be a phishing email also actually. So you will have to see whether is there any link which is given. So otherwise you have to select it as a spam and then it will go into.
So if you select once as a spam, it will sit in your spam. It will not come to your main inbox. But even your original, I mean, the recipient, you just need to see from ID and see very carefully. There will be some say for example, that's what associates. Ola 2A for example. right? If it is from those email ID, just spam it. No need to kind of be alarmed that why am I getting this? A lot of people are getting it.
But
Right?
how the other person known my
Correct. So like he said, it may not be a genuine travel. It could be a phishing mail. Phishing mail is nothing but they are trying to put a hook, like how a fish, right? If you click, you are catching that hook. So they will fish you out. Like how a fish is caught. That is the name that comes fishing, right? So you put it, like it's not fish, it is PHI, but still the concept is this. They will put a hook. If you bite it, you are being hooked to that, right? So see from which ID it is coming. If it's not relevant for you, put it as spam.
Sir, even if you unsubscribe certain email, even then you will be hooked.
That is a very tricky question actually, because if you unsubscribe, ideally they should not. So spam it. There is an option called mark as spam. You put as spam, anything from that email ID will not come. They will create a new email ID. That's a different story. But that email ID will not come.
No, even unsubscribe can lead to some other fetching of some other details. Once you press the button, that
It's better if you even like for example, I get Google News updates every day and I can unsubscribe it. Like PDICI if I want to unsubscribe the same, right? So that can be done, right? Okay. Are iPhones safe for bank transaction? Very good question. iPhone versus Android. This debate is always there. I have personally not used ICE because I don't want that ahambhavam, so I don't use ICE. So the honest answer is I have got a feedback that ICE are very secure comparatively is what I have heard. But neither have I tested it nor have I experienced it. So probably this is something.
I believe in it because
you believe in I believe in I.
Yeah. The reason is the Android is an open market wherein anyone can post this app and it can be downloaded from various marketplaces, various app stores rather. But in iPhone, what happens? You can download it only from one single source, which is Apple. And every
Right.
app that is written is looked into before it gets posted for a download.
So Google also has a way of validating any requests.
Yeah.
And yes, you have APK. You can just download for APK, which is nothing but .exe for our system. .apk is for our apps, right? You can download it. But what I feel is that there are not many users for Android, for iPhone comparatively. So the market or the target audience for an iPhone hacker or a spammer is relatively less.
Yeah, it's like
Comparatively Android, and comparatively, again it's comparatively, iPhone users seem to be more educated. Seem to be, because Android comes as a default in lot of small, when say small size phones or low value phones, right? They come. So a lot of people consume it. So the users of Android compared to iPhone, the user profile is different. That's probably one of the reasons. But I feel that overall, yes, I got a feedback. I'm not personally vouching for it, but I got a feedback that I is much safer, is what I have got a feedback compared to Android.
The techies generally use the iPhones.
Techies, a lot of people use iPhones. I'm not sure if it is for showing off or really they find a value. But they say, Uday, you have to use iPhone to really understand iPhone. They get hooked to it. Is it the best way to search in exclusively for net banking sites? Is it okay? Is it best way to use search engines? Yes. So I have got one input where people are saying that if you want to log in, right, you use ICICI Bank, for example. Instead of going to ICICIBank.com, there could be some spelling mistake and that could redirect you to a page. They say that you just Google and whatever comes to the top, you can use that. But there is always a but. But is a bit of a poison, right? So they say that this audio that you heard, right? She clicked on the first link that came to her, right? And these people change the landscape so fast. Like for example, the ICICI Bank, if I open 6 months back and now, there's a drastic change in how it the look and feel. There are two things. One is that on the top you can see HTTPS and a green symbol and a lock symbol you will see. These two you can relatively be comfortable that this is a genuine site. So on the top you will see green, and generally most of the companies have that. I mean most of the banks have the green symbol and a lock symbol from a net banking perspective.
Now that HTTPS is also not coming, only the lock is coming actually.
Yeah, check HTTPS. Someone has suggested. Thank you. How to get antivirus? Just Google for antivirus for AVG. AVG is one such tool that you can use. Just Google for AVG or just normally Google for other things and you will be able to see AVG, and AVG is generally a software provider for free, so that you can check. By having multiple bank accounts, can we minimize the losses if any? Very good. I will put it the other way. By having multiple bank accounts, your risk of being attacked is much more, because you will use the same PIN generally. Difficult to remember, yeah, right, etc., etc. So yes, it will minimize, but no, people like me have no money at all, no, happy. So, but still, on a serious note, yes, but don't have the similar credentials would be my request. Don't have similar credentials.
Many people keep the password in Excel.
Oh my God.
And then upload it in their drive. Sometimes.
Save it as draft. Why not have multiple level security checks? It will be great to have, but see, at the end of the day, it is any organization will look at three things. It's called as the CIA triad: confidentiality, integrity, availability. The more checks that I have, the lesser will be the availability. Okay. I have a quick feedback session after this. Okay. where 8 represents, right? So this is a spam sign generally. If you have these things, generally these are like spam sites where they want to have a similar looking name, but they want to redirect you to a different site, right? They use these kind of, so instead of say ABC, they will say ABC and probably an underscore .com, and that's a different address altogether, right?
Yeah, SBIcard.com, SBIcards.com.
Cards.com, yes. SBI card is what is correct. Can we search for toll-free number from Google? Yes, you can search. So 1800 is toll-free number, 1860 is paid number. That is very clear. So if you call 1860 number, for example, SBI Cards has 1800, 1860, 1800, no one will answer. It say people are busy. 1860, immediately they will answer.
One thing is that there is a news item recently that sourcing it from Google, it's going to a fake site. And
so don't click from that and call. Copy that number, paste your number pad and then call. Right? Because she did a call from that link only. Right? It redirected. Now nowadays if I dial 1860, it says it's a paid call. Do you want to continue? Only that it is doing because of the regulation. Do money wallets are safe? Absolutely no. My humble request is please don't have any wallets or anything saved in your mobile. That will be my humble request. Paytm? Ideally I would say no, I don't have Paytm, but I have 1000 balance, but I don't have ATM in my thing. I just have it in case something happens. Why not have multiple levels of checks and alerts? Exactly, it is a factor of cost and benefit. Right? If I have multiple checks, multiple cost. Now a transaction costs 1 rupee, for example. If I have multiple checks, I'll have to pay 2 rupees, 3 rupees, and we as customer will not pay for that. If 1 rupee is more and there is another option which is 1 rupee less, let's go for that option. Obviously. How to avoid spam mails? Spam it, go to spam, delete forever, it will not come. Spam it first any mails that you are seeing, spam it, it will go to spam folder, and then onwards it will go to spam folder only. It will not come to your main box. Right? Then you go to spam folder, you will have an option called delete forever, everything will be gone. From the same email ID you will not get. That much comfort is there. Is it safe to use chat functionalities, robotic calls in websites or bank customers? Right, great. So one such thing is this iBots that are coming, right? So these iBots are not handled to handle transactions. These are programmed to handle queries. For example, what is the toll-free number? If I do it in iBots, it will come. But don't say, give me my balance. This is my account number. This is my PIN. Tuck. Bots are not configured to that as of now. It is only for information, not for transaction. Choosing the application will prevent it from running on the background, right? Yeah, closing the application. If so, whether turning on mobile data for a long time makes it more vulnerable. Yes, mobile data makes it vulnerable. Closing an application does not mean that the app is closed. No. So you will have an option of choosing what are the background apps that are running. You will have to shut down. There is an option. Just search or search in the settings background apps. You will see all those apps which are running. You have to shut it down manually. I'll take 5 more minutes and I think we'll go to the. Oops, sorry, what happened? Okay, safeguards are to be taken when going into a BYOD scenario, right? So the safeguard the company has to take, number one. Number two, the kind of thing is that I should not be able to take any data outside my BIOD infrastructure. That's the thumb rule. For example, one of the BIOD scenario, if I put a pen drive in one of the big four, right, that pen drive will become encrypted. And I cannot use that pen drive in any other system, but only in this system. I came to know about the hard way. I put a 1 TB pen drive and gone. Okay, so that's the power of BIOD, policies, infrastructure, right? So be very cautious, understand from your organization what it is, then use. Before sending old hard disk out of office, right? Now, if you are looking at hard disk, best way is to trash the hard disk if you are not looking to reuse. Break it, like that, right? No, you want to reuse it. There are multiple levels of formatting. You have defragmentation, right? So that the structure itself is become hazy, has been done, right? So e-waste, these days people are using e-waste. They are giving for e-waste. That person is breaking that hard disk in front of you and then only taking it.
But there's something called as a degaussing which we use.
Degaussing is used.
What is it that generally they do?
So degaussing is simply.
Have you seen any degaussing?
Yes. So degaussing is basically probably a decent way of saying kaima. I'll put it that way. So the end result is the same. The structure is broken, so that it is not reusable. There are two things: whether you want to reuse the hard disk for any other purpose or you don't want it. If you want to reuse it, then format it multiple levels. There are multiple levels of.
I always put it as a child thing in my the hardware. Instead of crashing it.
No, but organizations, they want to destroy e-waste.
That is different.
So for that. Else, if I want to give it to my friend, for example, for his use, then we can use it. Then we can format it. There are multiple layers of format. You can use the multiple layers of format. Are Apple products safer? We answered. Is Google Pay safe? The person who spoke says no. I am not the judge. Can we delete data permanently from cloud like Google? No. Never possible. Facebook, never possible. Some companies charge for credit card transaction. Is it right? Yes, because it's for our safety. It's for our security. I feel that if anything is free, we are the product. Whether you want to risk losing your credit card credentials or pay 1 rupee, 2 rupee. I don't mind paying 5 rupees, 10 rupees for a transaction if my card is safe. Excellent. Great. So, this is...
And one more, the last
please.
one is, how have you heard any feedback of vulnerabilities in the GST payment mechanism? See, because the easiest thing against GST is the payment of GST is the easiest thing actually.
No OTP, nothing required.
No, for filing they are asking OTP, all these things actually, not for payment.
But it is going to government only, no?
That's what.
It is like you are putting money there, it will never come back. That's a different story.
So maybe if you look at the all government systems, including the railways.
Yes.
Or whatever.
No, railways will get OTP.
No.
But MCA, for example.
Yeah, so it is free from all these hackers, hacking, all these sort of words we never hear on all these data actually.
No news is good news. Probably. So yes, that's a very good point. But these people don't generally have it. But I think since it's government, there are some exemptions, which is being given, right? So I think we have come to an end. Let me just quickly take the feedback. Just give me a minute. Just hold on. While we are doing the presentation. Right, so it will be great if you can just quickly spend some time on this feedback. That will help me also to probably improve and add value as a speaker. And also I know how good or bad it is. So you can just quickly go to Menti and type this number 6919109. Go to menti.com. And it is not a cyber fraud. As of now, at least, it's a good thing. 69191. So there are three parameters: knowledge of the speaker, ability to communicate clearly by the speaker, overall feedback. I have put it in such a way that you will not be able to really see what is the overall feedback. So please give the feedback. It's coming, right?
No.
No? Okay, let me refresh it. It's coming? Okay. Okay, 7. Okay, somewhere
Five
here.
is bad.
Huh?
5 is bad.
5 is?
Bad.
Is bad. Pathetic.
5 is bad.
No, it's
So you put it ulta. Now please see it.
Getting everything pathetic. Why it is
Yes.
coming?
You have to work to make it pathetic.
Oh yes. Spend couple of minutes. So I think there are about 20 people. It peaked to 40. So to 50. So the network was 50 at one point in time. Thanks a lot for all those who are leaving. Appreciate your time till now. But those who are staying back and giving a feedback, thanks a lot. Okay, probably one learning is I have to make it probably more clearer to clearer. Yes, probably that's something which will help. Super. Somewhere near there. Great. I'll just wait for one more. 25. Then we will probably the number that we started with. We started with 25. We will end with 25. That one person who has not done, please do it. Any one person not done, please do it. For everyone done. Any one person not done, we can close the session. Yes, sir is doing now. 25. Thanks a lot for your time. Really appreciate your patience. You have been such a good audience. This is my number, coordinates. If there is something which you feel I am useful of, please do let me know. Happy to connect. Thank you. Thanks a lot again. I don't see them, so I'm assuming it's a vote of thanks to myself. Thank you. I have got this already, so that's taken care of. Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.